great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be.
Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So this is the call-in show. These are the breaks. But yeah, this is the call-in show. You know, before I even get into it, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But I was watching shout out to Maze and Marmar. We was playing what's the game? Warzone. But before I got on there with them, I was watching Garrison talk about this greatest. Is Ryan Day great or not? You know, is he great or not? And to judge a coach being great, everybody's got their opinion, and everybody's got their own resume. You see, Ryan Day's resume started in what, 2018 or 2019? Jim Harbaugh's resume started long time ago. So their resumes, you can't compare them. They're different resumes. Now, if you want to just base it on college, but if we're talking about football in general, it's a different resume. You get what I mean? As a head coach, that is. You know, so to me, Ryan Day's a really good coach, a good coach. Just because you win a championship, that doesn't make you a great coach. Like, it just doesn't. Not to me, at least. That doesn't make you a great coach. I won a championship. Now I'm a great coach. Don't just work like that. Not to me. Yeah, 2019. So to me, he has to keep proving it. Keep proving it. You're at Ohio State. If I ask a lot of Ohio State fans, they'll say you probably underachieved until last year. So saying he's a great coach already, I think he has to prove it more and keep it up. You know, Ed Orgeron won a championship with Joe Burrow and Justin Jefferson and all those dudes. And then he got fired. You know what I'm saying? So to me, you have to keep proving it. And the rivalry does matter, because you're not coaching at Wisconsin. You're not coaching at Florida State or wherever you want to say. You're coaching at Ohio State. So the rivalry does mean something, because it's where you're coaching. You're coaching at Ohio State. So that's gonna factor in the rivalry. That's gonna factor in somewhere, you know. And I'm not saying that Ryan Day's not a really good coach. You know, I get Ohio State fans, they get kind of mad because when you say anything that isn't praising to the degree, you know what I mean? Like Jeremiah Smith. What was he? So Jeremiah Smith, they're saying, should he be 100 in the video game? I say no. You don't deserve to be 100 in the video game. If you're 100 in the video game, that means you're unstoppable. Was he unstoppable last year? No, he wasn't. He had 1,300 yards, 15 TDs, but he played 16 games. You ain't unstoppable. That's 95 to me. 94-ish. 100? Come on. Who is he supposed to be? Now, come on. EA Sports. Man, ain't no doggone 100. But if you say otherwise, in the video game, I would probably rate Caleb Downs over Jeremiah Smith, but that's me. How am I tweet? He's a 99? He's a 99. He's 100. He deserves to be 100 in the video game. He wasn't that. I'm sorry. He's really good. He ain't that. If somebody gets 100 in the video game as a receiver, he needs to have the numbers to back it up. He needs to have about 1,800 yards, 20-some TDs, like Devontae Smith. 1,300 yards and 15 TDs in 16 games? That's a bit different. These are facts. It's not opinion. But let me put this in the chat. I want this dude to be the best receiver ever. Show me it. Don't flash. Show me it. Hey, that was y'all quarterback day 1K. That ain't my fault. That was y'all quarterback. So the link is in the chat, but yeah, I don't think he should be that high. You know, I just don't. Now, what's going on in Michigan? Nothing really. I mean, this is kind of the slow season. This is the slow time. You know, where nothing's really going on like that. You know, we're just waiting for guys to come through, and I want to pick up another receiver. I want to get another offensive lineman. Will we get one? TJ seems to think no. He's more plugged in than I am. So will we get one? He seems to think that what we have is what we have. So hold on. Let me see who this is first. I see you too, Tim. What up?
Yo, what's up, J.O.?
Nothing much. What's going on?
Not much, bro. Not much, man. I was up at the spring game, man. Me and my son was trying to see if we could see you, bro. But we couldn't get you, man. We are from Columbus.
Oh, you a Michigan fan or OSU?
Oh, Michigan all day.
Okay. Yeah, we were at Hellgate first, and then we were in section 42, I think.
Okay. Well, look, man. My question, bro, is I'm a little concerned because I don't want to like out Ohio State with our offense and the way we going, you know what I'm saying, with like throwing the ball more, going up the field, to the side, attacking vertical, horizontally and stuff like that. I'm just a little concerned because it's like, we've been beating Ohio State by just taking it straight to them, straight to them.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get to a point where we're trying to out Ohio State. So that's what I'm a little concerned about. What's your thought?
And I don't think that they're trying to do that. I think they're just trying to bring us more into the 20th century with the offense, because we've been so behind. Like if you look at our record books, they're laughable to what our quarterbacks have done. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why you got the spread smash, I guess you want to call it, because that's still Sharon Moore's MO is the run game, power run game. So I think they just want to, mold them together to where you actually have a competent downfield passing game. Because last year it was a joke.
It was terrible.
That was a joke last year, and with JJ it was better, it was better, but I think they know what they're doing for the most part. It's just how is it going to be them implementing it, with this young quarterback, with this unproven offensive line. Like we still got a lot of questions, honestly.
Yeah, we do. I just know that they recruit, at a better clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, over the years it's been that way. And we
Ohio State
recruited the way we've been recruiting, but it's just more so with, win the trenches, run game, stuff like that. So I just hope we don't get away from it. That's all. But, either way, man, still go blue all day, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Sir, go blue.
Yep. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem.
All right.
That's a good call from Stinson. Let me bring Mays up.
All right. Nah, hey, look, real quick. I just wanted to agree with you that he does not deserve to be a 100 on the game. Let's be clear. Let's be real. Like you said, 1,300 yards over 16 games, only 15 touchdowns. Let's be real here, people. Secondly, Ryan Day is not a great coach. He's a good coach. I would be like Dabo is a great coach.
Dabo's
even
proved
Kirby
it.
Smart, great coach. The differences are both of them took a situation, made it better, and weren't handed the keys to a Ferrari. Say what you want to say about the 2019-20 roster, whatever. That the
Hey.
machine is already going because Ohio State had already recruited, had been recruiting top shelf talent already. Everything was in place for him to be successful. When Jim got to Michigan, it was a shit show, right? When Kirby got to Georgia, it wasn't necessarily the shit show that Michigan was because I forget homie's name before him had done a decent job of getting talent and stuff like that. He just couldn't win. And then with Clemson, Dabo had to overcome Florida State first, and then build to get to those championships where Ryan Day was handed the best team in the Big Ten. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
At
had
that time.
to overcome
For sure, he
being
had to
Ohio
overcome
State.
nothing except his own demons, which he still hasn't overcome, by the way, in Michigan. But I think there's a difference there. He did win a championship. They did go on a great run. That run was good, but he's not a great coach. He's a good coach.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. He might go out and win 2 more championships in the next 5 years. Hopefully not, but he could. Then you're in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's so quick to, all right, he's great. He won the championship. Now he's great. It's stamped. Nah, it's not. I wouldn't say it is.
It's not your. I see, homie. It's not your fault. You had a consistent program, and nobody's knocking your program for that. However, Ryan Day can't just be anointed because he did what he was supposed to do there already. Like he's probably behind the curve. If we being honest, he should have done this already. But I digress. I said he's a very good coach. He's a good coach. He's not a great coach though, because like I pointed out, those other coaches took something and built something on it. You know what I mean? And winning the national championship is building, obviously, and he's building that resume towards being a great coach. If he retired today, I know with the second highest win percentage all time and a national championship, in my opinion, he's not a great coach. He's been a head coach for 5-6 years on a team that was already winning 80+% of their games with the previous 2 coaches, right? Damn near 90% with the previous coach. So miss me. Also, we have to take into account the Big Ten at that time. It was a mess.
What makes him better than Dabo?
I'm sorry.
What makes him better than Dabo?
I don't think he's better than Dabo. I don't think he's greater than Dabo. Let me say that. Right now, he's better than Dabo. His greatness, though, he's not greater than Dabo Swinney.
We all can say that in 2019 win for Ryan Day. We all can say that might have been a fluke. After that win, he went on to have a 4 straight losing streak. So we all could say that 2019 win was a fluke because he's
not gonna go that far.
Urban Meyer's play.
It wasn't a fluke. They were better than Michigan, and they beat the hell out of Michigan. That said, I do think Michigan, benefited from not playing them in 2020. Whatever the reasons were, sick or not, Michigan benefited for not playing them that year, and then the following year, obviously using 2020 and the rest of the 21 to get ready to play them. That was something Michigan and just to be frank, Jim Harbaugh needed to get that monkey off his back, and the rest is history. But yeah,
you mean okay? A couple hours ago at 12 o'clock. Me and college football with Sam, we had just did a live video, and we decided we planned this out for over a month, and we had compared Ohio State national title versus the Michigan national title. And I just want to say the one thing that the final results, it had Ohio State losing. If y'all want to find out how later on today, y'all can watch that video. But
No doubt.
Gotcha.
but that's all I'm going to say about the video.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Garrison. You've been listening. Now go on ahead. We also say what you want to say.
We also said the two the 21 Georgia team will absolutely demolish Ohio State's national title team.
I won't even compare. I won't even compare them teams. I'm not comparing a 2-loss champion to a team with a 1-loss or an undefeated champion. I'm not even comparing them.
I think you can compare them to Georgia. Georgia lost. They proved that they could be beaten. Michigan
Did they have
lose.
2 losses?
Sure, but they avenged one of those losses. And that loss, they only lost by 1 on the road. I
like to compare them to that LSU team that had 2 losses. I compare them to them.
So
what?
We said that Michigan, they might be able to beat them, but not Ohio State.
Here's the thing, bro. Georgia lost the game. Bottom line, somebody proved that they could be beat. Michigan's 2023 team did not lose a single football game to any of those teams in 2023 they faced. Nobody could beat them.
Georgia beat
obviously in that season.
Title,
now, there's an argument that Georgia should have been in the playoff.
Let them finish, Tim.
There's an argument Georgia should have been in the playoff, and maybe that would have made some difference. Whatever. They didn't make it. They had their shot. They blew it, and they also proved that they could be beaten. So there you go. Ohio State, to Johnny's credit, lost twice. One of those to a 7-5 Michigan team. I know a lot of people like to point that out. While scoring 10 points in their building with the player that y'all say should be a 100 overall on the team. He's on the roster.
Ain't no way that man's supposed to be 100, bro.
Right. So miss me. By the way, the 2024 Ohio State team would, in my opinion, my humble opinion, I'm being very humble here, by the way, would not beat 2023 Michigan. And that's just that. But
I mean, I don't even know why people didn't entertain
the
it.
line was much better with way stacked. Our backups was ready. Our backups in the field.
Oh, bro, Dev.
Yeah, he's a hammer man. He's the hammer man.
Once they finished,
I don't even want to entertain that shit.
They freshman season, they wanted their hands on them so bad because they wasn't a junior. They had to wait 2 more years. They wanted the Mason Graham wide away in Loveland and Kennedy Grant and probably Johnson Williams.
Go ahead, Buckeyes. Y'all been sitting quiet. I know y'all got something.
What Cat Williams from being a first round pick, his injury. So,
I want to talk to John and you guys about something else. But if you guys want to have the conversation about who can win between those two teams or whoever else, you guys can have it.
Oh no! I don't want
it. It ain't
I'm here to. I'm here. Me specifically. I'm here to debunk that Ryan Day is a great coach. I had messaged you on your show last week.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah.
No, so I had messaged you on your show, and the answer you gave me was some Mickey Mouse ass dancing around questions. So go ahead. You go. You give me your reasons why you think Day is a great coach, beating Northwestern and Maryland. Good for you. And you want to talk about the first 6 seasons? Good, because I got something for you. So go ahead. I want to hear why he's a great coach. And like I said, I'm not saying he's an overrated coach. I say he's a good coach with the potential to be great. He might be great when it's all said and done. No one is not saying that. I'm just saying right now he's not great. But go ahead, Garrison.
First off, hello everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good. Have a good Sunday.
Salute.
Hope everyone had water and said something good about themselves this morning.
Yeah, so if you guys go check it out, it's on the channel.
What the fuck?
It's on the channel, the Ohio State page, the Voice of College Football. If you guys want to go check it out, it's about like a 9-10 minute video, but it's the whole reason from that episode that Maniac is referencing.
Yeah, I watched it earlier too.
And so here's the thing. So both you and Maze brought this up. In the video, I specifically talked about how guys like Ed Orgeron or guys like I named him on the show from Miami in 2001. Guys like him, Larry Coker, guys like them, I don't believe to be in the same conversation as those guys. No one ever saw them as even really good coaches. No one saw Ed Orgeron as a really good coach. He had plenty of seasons where they were average to bad. I also brought up about what I said about the rivalry, right? I said the same way. And just so you know, Johnny, I am separating the NFL. So I kept it strictly college. I think that, like, coaching in college is different from coaching in the NFL. So in terms of college, I said I don't think we could ever call Jim Harbaugh a great coach. Yes, he did what he did at Stanford for those 3-4 years. Never won a conference there, and at one point he did have he did have the best player in the conference for 3 years. So that didn't happen. Then you go to Michigan, you do what you do, you lose the first 5 games to Ohio State. But even so, again, like everyone, like you said, Johnny, everyone doesn't start at the same position, and everyone has their own certain path. I said this the same way that I will give Jim Harbaugh credit for having to rebuild a program, re-image it, and re-image it. It's one thing to change a team into your image. It's another thing to have to redo the whole brand, the whole image of a program. Jim Harbaugh did do that, and he deserves credit for that. To do that, and then you go and beat Ohio State 3 straight times. You go and win the Big Ten 3 straight times. You go to the playoff 3 straight times. You don't win the first 2 years. You don't win, but then you get it done the 3rd year. I think that it would be a very I would say anyone that's crazy to say that Jim Harbaugh isn't a great college coach for that reason, especially because the championship is that's the cherry on the top, and he's going to go to the College Football Hall of Fame. If you maybe some of you guys might not know this in here, maybe you might not know in the chat, but just to qualify for the Hall of Fame in college football as a coach, 10 years coaching, at least 100 wins, and you had to win at least 60% of your games. Now, where I bring up Ryan Day is this. Now, did he have to rebuild something? No, but he did have to re-image the program. A lot of Ohio State fans have said this, and for some odd reason, a lot of Michigan fans don't want to hear it, and I don't know why, but the program is in a better spot than it was than where Urban Meyer left it. People were saying, okay, yeah, he fixed the offense, which is the reason why he came in 2018. But in 2018, 17, but in 2018, that was the worst defense Ohio State had in the modern era. And then the first season, he becomes the head coach. They go to being the number 1 defense in the nation and sending their defensive bench to New York for the Heisman ceremony. So there's that, right? And also, I think we could all agree, going to a Texas, an Ohio State, a Michigan, that's not easy for a first-time head coach. I don't care what, any big-time program, that's not easy for a first-time head coach, no matter where you go. On top of that, he's 70-10. As Maniac said, he's the 2nd highest win percentage of all time. I think that it gets to a point where he has a winning record against the top 10, and I'm like, guys, he's 6 years in, going to year 7. He's 30 wins away, so basically 3 years away from qualifying for the 100 wins. He's 3 years away from hitting his 10 years. He's going to the College Football Hall of Fame.
This is my question, real quick. Was he great before he won the championship?
No, I think to be considered great, I think you need that.
All right. Can I cook? Let me cook.
Mm-hmm.
This is the problem, right? Because you was on your show, You was all happy with your friends in the chat, thinking you was cooking, but you wasn't doing nothing. So this is what it is. First of all, you say, oh, but his first 6 seasons, Kirby, just like Ryan Day, in his 6th season, he won a national championship, right? And let me point this out to you. In those first 6 seasons that Kirby coached, you know how many times the SEC won the national championship?
Tell me.
3. 3 times in his first 6 seasons. He had to deal with a way tougher conference, tougher competition. And he's coaching Georgia while Alabama was still at the height of their dynasty. No. I let you talk. I did not once interrupt you. Everybody could attest to that. I did not. I let you cook.
Yep.
Let me cook, and then you could come back, right? Because you're not getting away with it. Your man's not a great coach. So in his 6th season, just like your man Ryan Day, he has more years. He's coached more years than Ryan Day. So let's do the first 6 seasons. You can't compare with a Big Ten and the SEC. Context matters, bro. We mentioned this before. He had to do it in a way tougher gauntlet than Ryan Day. And just like Ryan Day, he was a first-time head coach, right? A first-time head coach. He was a DC. A successful DC, same way Ryan Day was a successful OC. So you want to talk about first-year coach? Hold that too. So don't come here telling me that your coach is a great coach. He's not. What Kirby Smart has done is 10 times better and tougher what Ryan Day has done. Ryan Day is not the best coach in football today. That goes to Kirby Smart.
I never said that.
No, I'm not telling you. I'm speaking in general. I'm not saying you. I'm just, as far as great, I'm telling you, because you brought up the first 6 years, right? And Dev, listen, your coach is not great.
He's only coached 6 years. He's only coached for 6 years. I don't have.
That's what I'm comparing. Are you listening? I'm talking about Kirby's first 6 years. Yo, see, Garrison, this is the problem. I didn't cut you off one time. I let you cook. Now you in your feelings because I'm frying your ass. I always do it. You get mad because this is truth. I'm giving you facts, homie. This is not an opinion. I'm giving you facts. 3, he had to deal. 3, the 2019, he had to deal with the 2019 LSU team, the 2020 Alabama team. His 2nd year in the gauntlet of SEC, he went to the Natty. And no, I'm not done yet with you. I'm not done. Your coach, Mr. Great Coach, because I beat Northwestern and Maryland and Rutgers. Yeah, look at my percentage. He had a 5-star quarterback. Guys, listen to this. He had a 5-star quarterback under center for 5 years straight. He had Justin Fields for 2 years. 1. He had C.J. Stroud for 2 years. Then he had Kyle McCord. Whether you want to call McCall what you want, he was still a 5-star quarterback. And 2 of those 3 were first-round picks. 2 of those 3 were first-round picks, elite quarterbacks. What Dabo did when he had elite quarterbacks, he had Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. What did he do with them? He won natties and even went to natties with them and lost. Ryan Day did it once with Justin Fields. In fact, in those 5 years, he only had 1 win. Papa, that's not great, homie. That's not great. You Ohio State fans need to stop that bullshit already, that y'all just the cream of the crop and everything that y'all do is just better than anybody and every recruit y'all get is just better. And I'm not just saying you with this part. I'm speaking in general now to your fan base. It needs to stop already. Yes, you guys are the most consistent program. Good for you. You still don't got no more wins than Michigan, no more natties than Michigan, no Big Ten championships than Michigan. So, at the end of the day,
how did Michigan get in this conversation?
No, because I'm putting them in now. I'm speaking to your fan base. I'm speaking to your fan base there. But as far as the first 6 seasons, Kirby and Ryan Day, bro, he run laps around your coach. Your coach is a good coach. Good for him.
Let him respond. Let him
Johnny,
respond.
Okay, Johnny. So, okay. You see, Johnny, this is why, like, I'll tell you what, one of the things that I really, really loved about, like, doing the Scarlet and Blue show and doing, being at the Voice of College Football and heading that channel is, like, it made me really make sure that whatever I say, I make sure it's factual. I make sure I write down. I have a whole notebook full of notes. I make sure that I express those notes, make sure that what I say is accurate. Now, he just told me, he just told you and everyone else here in this panel, he told everyone here in this chat that in the first 6 years, Kirby Smart laps Ryan Day. If you guys would give me a second here.
Northwestern.
Both in their first 6 years, Ryan Day is 1-1 in championships. Kirby Smart is 1-1 in championships. Singling out just the bowl games, Ryan Day is 1-1. Kirby Smart is 3-1. In playoff games, Ryan Day is 5-3. Kirby Smart is 5-2. Ryan Day is 70-10 in his first 6 years. Kirby Smart is 66-15. Mind you, Kirby Smart did have a 5-loss season. Ryan Day has won his conference once. Kirby has done it twice. Ryan Day is 8-5 against the top 10. Kirby Smart is 11-7. And then I put this here because while Ryan Day's tenure, we would both agree that Michigan was a big dog in the conference, right? We would all agree with that. Michigan's been a big dog in the conference.
Not in 2019. Not in 2019. We was no big dog.
But was that a 10-win season that year?
For who?
Probably 9.
9 wins.
Okay, but I put down here, Ryan Day was 1-4 against Michigan. Kirby Smart was 1-6 against Bama.
The dynasty, the greatest dynasty.
No, all right. So wait. So my question. So that's why I'm saying, like, he just said that Kirby Smart runs laps around Ryan Day.
Yes,
that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Wait, Johnny, come on, bro. Look, can we all be honest? I just read off the stats of the first 6 years. Like 1-1, they're both in championships. Kirby Smart's 3-1 in bowl games. He's 1-1. Ryan Day being 1-1. Ryan Day's 5-3 in playoff games. Kirby was 5-2. Ryan Day is 70-10. Kirby's 66-15 with a 5-loss season. Like, what are we talking about?
Well, what makes it more confusing is we all know Kirby won that.
Yeah.
So in his first 6 years, and then that 7th year, he won it again.
No. He said first. Don't bring up the second.
No. What I'm saying is we're trying to. It's hard for people to separate that because we know he won. I know,
but we have to, right? I know, but to have an honest, conversation, we do. I just laid out all the numbers. Those numbers don't say that he's running laps against him. And after Kirby Smart got that, I said, dude, Kirby Smart's a great coach to me. After Dabo Sweeney did what he did, and mind you, Dabo Sweeney, so like compare Dabo Sweeney and Kirby, right? Kirby Smart came to a very talented Georgia
Ohio State in 2025.
He came to a very talented Georgia team. So it's not like he had to rebuild the talent. Now, Dabo had to rebuild the talent. That is two different things, but that doesn't mean each of them aren't great in their own manner. And that's why I'm saying, Ryan Day, you can't say here.
Those are the greatest coaches to me right now.
We can't call Kirby. People were calling Kirby great after that first championship. We can't sit here and do that and then not say the same for Ryan Day when technically he's been right there with the same numbers.
No, the problem is, you see, you're a slick dude. You slick. Because context, bro, you're comparing what the Big Ten was and the. All right, guys, y'all answer this. Which was a tough? And I told you in the first 6 seasons, right? The SEC won 3 natties in Kirby's first 6 seasons. What does that tell you? You tell me, guys. Y'all tell me.
I'm not just talking
about. Two of those natties.
What does the championship?
It was Georgia versus Alabama.
Maniac. What does the championship?
They playing each other in the championship. It doesn't. Right? Look, I got it. Go ahead.
Wait. What does Alabama winning a championship have to do with Kirby Smart having a 5-loss season?
What it does is that the conference you playing, right? It's a tougher role, my brother. It's the same thing. If I grew up with a poor-ass family, you grew up with a rich-ass family, you're going to have a head start. Not saying I can't be successful or anybody who has the upper hand. The guy with the rich family, it is what it is.
Georgia had a lot of
Listen, let me finish. Not saying it's the same thing. Kirby is that poor kid. He's on public assistance because that was a tougher road. Your man, the Big Ten wasn't shit, man. Stop it. That's what I'm talking about. Context.
Johnny.
Ryan Day will have like 20 losses in the SEC, man.
Okay,
Come
so
on. This is the
so in
problem with
2016
Ohio State fans. Y'all try to say Michigan, you're not realistic. Y'all not realistic. Ryan Day's a good coach. I gave you the numbers. You going based on numbers, but put Ryan Day in the same situation.
Okay, so
come
guys,
on, and what it means. No, I'm going to tell you what it means. It's tougher, bro. He had to do the 2019 LSU team. Some people call them the greatest. Yes or no? Yes or no? It's a simple yes. The 2020 Alabama team, one of the greatest, right? The team, nobody was going to beat them. Nobody was going to beat them. That's your excuse for getting cooked. That's what he had to deal with. Ryan Day never had to deal with that. Yeah, come on, man, get out of here.
Okay, real quick, Johnny, you said that hold on 1 second, Tim. He said that 2016 year where Kirby had 5 losses. He said Kirby only had 5 losses because he was in the SEC. I'm about to tell you their schedule and their scores.
It does. All right. What was the SEC? Who won the Natty that year?
Bro, can I please finish talking?
Look at me. You're not winning this.
Guys,
what year was that?
This is 2016.
2016.
Year. We had 5 losses. Listen.
That's his first year?
Yes. Listen. Yeah, please listen to this because it's not just about the
trying to get context.
Nickel.
Yeah, no, they don't use that, Johnny. They don't use that.
Do you guys know the university called Nichols?
Yeah.
They beat Nichols 26-24. The next week they beat Missouri, who wasn't good, 28-27. Then they lost to Ole Miss 45-14.
This is a funny dude.
Ole Miss wasn't good. Ole Miss started ranked that year. They finished unranked. Tennessee, it was good that year. They lost 34-31.
You want to know what's sad? Y'all had
hold on. Let him finish. Gotta let him finish.
They lost at home to Vanderbilt 17-16. They lost to Georgia Tech out of conference 28-27.
Only argument.
Bro, I'm showing you that even outside the they beat Nichols by 2 points. So it wasn't just about the conference, bro. They lost outside of the conference.
Bro? Who Saban lost to in his first season? What was that school? That Mickey Mouse school?
I swear.
Yes or no? No. You want to go there? You want to go scared? Did Nick Saban not in his first season in Alabama lose to fucking Florida State or some Mickey Mouse?
Johnny,
somebody look for it. I'm gonna look for it.
Did Nick Saban win a championship before he got to Alabama?
Yeah.
Then what are we talking about?
So what?
Oh yeah,
so what?
Wait, that wasn't his. Yeah, LSU.
So what? Yo, your coach Kirby runs laps around him, man, because he came through a toughest conference, man. Ryan Day's a chump. Get out of here.
Wait. So
he's a good coach. He's a good coach. That's it.
Does Kirby Smart run laps around Jim Harbaugh?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Because he's a tougher. Because again, context, bro. You see, I'm not Ohio State, bro. Y'all have the greatest every position, according to everybody. That's what y'all do.
Do you think Jim Tressel's a great coach?
So he's a cheater. Yes. He's a cheater. He was great, but he cheated.
Johnny, bro, come. All right, bro.
He didn't cheat.
You got it, bro.
I said, listen, it's tough. It's debatable. The Tressel is debatable because you know why? He won natties in Youngstown State. He came to Ohio State, and it wasn't that OSU was bad. Cooper just couldn't beat Michigan. He was winning 10 games a year on average. So Tressel, you can make that argument. Tressel, you can make the argument. I'm not going to debate that.
Is Bo Schembechler great?
He's an iconic coach, right? And it's different times.
All right.
He's not an iconic coach.
Come on, let's. What else you got, Garrison? You said you had a bunch of questions. What else?
I just find that crazy that we're going to sit here and say that Jim Tressel, Bo Schembechler are great coaches. Like I just think.
Well, what makes all right? But it depends. Listen. I'm talking about today's standards. Those were different times, bro. We're talking about now. We're talking about today. We're in a new era of college football, right? So I'm going based on that. Kirby and Ryan Day started coaching during the playoff era of college football. So it's a different standard now. It's the truth. Garrison, don't get in your feelings, homie.
No, I think I'm not. No, all right. I'm not in my feelings.
You always in your feelings.
I think what you're doing is that you're pushing the goal, like you're.
And you pushing the goalpost because you go to his schedule. Look who he be. We talking about the first 6 years, homie. We're not talking about year by year. Let's talk the first 6 years, bro.
I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on this.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead. Let's move on. Let's move on. Yeah. Ryan Day is the greatest coach. No, he's the greatest. He's going to be greater than Nick Saban. Nobody's better than him. Ohio State has the greatest receiver. Julian Sagan's going to win the Heisman. You guys are just phenomenal. Nobody's better than Ohio State. God bless the Ohio State Buckeyes. Yay, they the best.
Know, in 2019, Justin Fields, he was a Heisman finalist. He lost. In 21.
Wait, but Tim. Ohio State was never going to win the Heisman.
No, they don't.
Tim. He went back to be
we were never going to win the Heisman,
and he lost again.
There was no way Justin Fields was going to win that Heisman. He had a teammate that finished ahead of him, and he had a teammate that finished in 5th place. There's no way he was going to win that Heisman. You split too many votes.
Juju, where you at? You just watching in the wings? What's going on?
Man, I don't want to even entertain the whole head coach thing. I was gonna comment on old buddy. He came up here earlier talking about his concern about the offense. You know, I didn't catch everything he said, but
he said he doesn't want to lose Michigan's identity, which helps us beat Ohio State, which is running the ball.
Well, I think it's a great thing that Sharon went and got chipped. You know, he wasn't really. All the offensive coordinators that were brought up, I thought we could have had a splash name. There were a couple names in the pot, but I think Chip is like the best fit because he don't want to lose our identity, and Chip runs the ball. Like I don't want anyone to get twisted. He's run first. He's run first to set up the pass. It's just he's gonna bring a dynamic to the pass game that we have not had before. Like the route concepts, everything. The designs to get there. He loves to run screens. A la motherfucking Samaj Morgan, bro. God bless your soul. But I don't think we have anything to worry about going forward. I mean, if we had a Kirk Campbell or first year OC, I think I would worry, especially with the first time quarterback, bro. Like, so I don't know what everyone's thought is, but I just wanted to switch the tempo up a little bit. I don't think we have anything to worry about.
Hey, Juju,
you don't know what we're talking about. Meanwhile, I broke it down to him.
I looked at some of his
fuck out of here. As a matter of fact, Ryan Day's a fucking bum.
Drake May. It looking like the same stuff that Ben Johnson was doing with the Detroit
That's how I'm feeling.
Jesus,
he's
bro.
A bum. Fuck out of here. That's how I'm feeling now. Y'all want to talk shit in the chat like little girls? He's a fucking bum.
Maniac, I've told you to your face.
I tell you, he's a fucking bum. Dude. Like your team can't even beat us. That's right. So tap out.
Is so weird.
That's right. You're a weirdo. Fuck out of here.
Juju.
Now I'm in my bag.
Juju, can I ask you a question, bro? Because I actually listened to you talk on.
Fuck out of here.
I listened to you talk on. You were talking to Johnny and TJ. You were talking. Actually, John. No, this is the kind of stuff that be Juju about Marshall and Hank.
Oh yeah.
So we haven't had to talk about this. So you are the mindset that Haynes is better than Marshall, right?
No. I don't think he's better. I think he has more experience. I do think right now, especially on the field, he looks quicker. I mean, seeing him in person, he looked quicker. It's a small sample size. And then we were splitting hairs about 40 times. I think Jordan Marshall is the better back, and I think he has the higher ceiling. And if it's that close when it's in the offseason, you start the guy who has the higher ceiling. But I don't think it matters. They're both going to get hella carries.
Who do you think has the higher ceiling?
Oh, Jordan Marshall. It's not Jordan Marshall. That's I mean, look, Justice Haynes plays as a freshman. He played against us in the Rose Bowl, bro. He averaged like 5-6 yards a carry on that defense. So I'm not gonna act like it's not close.
He should have started for Bama last year, but the way they rotated him and
I agree. I don't think Jam Miller was better than him.
He wasn't.
I don't know why they did that. Their quarterback was their best running back, and it was a crime to me because Justice Haynes is a good back, bro. So yeah, I don't think I think Jordan Marshall's gonna get the nod though. Like if not early,
I think he should
Man,
clearly.
I already know who
I went back
gonna
and forth on
be
this, bro.
a
Like,
third
but
running back. It might be Bryce.
It's neck and neck, bro.
got
It's gonna be by committee. It's gonna be by committee. One game Marshall might be cooking. One game Hayes might be cooking. One game they both might be cooking. Just like Corum and Edwards. So, regardless, Michigan got lucky to have both of them. They don't have to depend on Marshall for a whole season. 25 carries a game. We don't need to do that. We'll give them anywhere from 15 to 18 carries. Same thing with Hayes, and hopefully Tony Alford, he makes sure they get them splits, man, because that's what they need. Need to stay healthy, and towards the end of these games, they could wear these defenses out. So we'll see.
And
Hold
some
on, man.
teams
Let
they
me
still think
hold
that
on.
Hey,
you just
Tim.
need
Hold on, both of
how
y'all. Hold on.
run
Let
game.
me
oh
read these.
shit.
Hold on. Let me read these super chats real quick. Wolverine, appreciate the $5. Any thoughts on OSU firing OC coach for sexual
QC.
misconduct?
I think he
I
means
don't
QB
know
coach.
about that, Blue Wolverine.
I think he means QB coach. I saw that earlier. I went looking for it. I didn't see anything on that.
I thought Ryan Day was a QB coach. I let you know. I don't know. Who the
Appreciate
QB
Dev
coach
with the
is.
$5. He said yelling makes me right. I think that was
Yeah. Because I cook him and Mello. They easy work like Garrison. They all easy work.
I'm
It's
sure.
good.
Maniac,
OSU fans are easy. You
Maniac,
easy work.
I know.
You easy work.
I ain't
Maniac,
no
yelling.
easy
no one
work.
knows football more than you, Maniac.
They
That's for
easy
sure.
work. You don't know nothing.
That's for
You're
sure.
just an Ohio State fan that talks. Listen,
Hold on,
listen.
let's
Let me.
get back to what
Johnny.
Let's
Give me a
talk
second
ball,
here, Johnny.
bro.
Johnny, give me a second here. You don't know nothing. That's a
All right. Yeah, I don't know
double-edged
nothing.
sword.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're a genius. Fuck
Right.
what
Ohio
we was
State.
talking about. Or go
Fuck the
ahead. Whoever
Buckeyes.
was going.
No, he's
I
quality
think,
coach. He said quality coach. I'm gonna look it up.
I didn't hear about that. Go ahead, Marmar.
Hey, yeah, I was just thinking about the transfer of all these running backs coming to Michigan. I was just sharing the same thing Juju be talking about because me and Juju share the same ideas on what this team gonna be this year, and I think these two running backs that just transferred in, I think they're gonna use a lot of running back in the passing game. That's just my opinion. I think
yeah.
that's going to be a different dynamic. And, they're going to have, because you got to build for the playoff now. So I don't think you're just building for the season. You're building for the playoff. If you want to go on a run, you're going to have all these depth pieces to, get you to, through there healthy. So that's just my opinion. So that's how I'm looking at it with the Chip Lindsey experience.
Well, that's why I'm not worried. Like, because I mean, I'll go back to his film at Auburn, North Carolina. I mean, I watched him call the games. I mean, you go back and watch. I'm not worried. That's why I'm not so worried about the depth of wide receiver. If one person goes down, that's all right. We might be a little. It might be a little tough, but I think McCoy Moore are gonna be fine. We got Simpson that's coming too. I mean, he's seen the most time out of anyone but McCauley in that room. He's not there yet, and he's coming.
Why isn't he there yet?
He can't get into the fall
Admission?
period. Yeah, he can't get in. That's the reason Skylar Bell didn't come, but that's never here nor there. But he does use the running back. He uses the tight ends. We have good tight ends. We have good running backs. Like, and he schemes them. He schemes it open. I mean, what you see in the spring game is nothing what you're gonna see. That is a base offense. And like, I want to talk about the spring game even more. Like, going back and watching that, like seeing Bryce, a lot of people like. I think he is way ahead of JJ at his freshman year, like way ahead.
JJ was real raw. He was
like the base concept. He has the base. Like he was making checks at the line of scrimmage. If you go back and watch, like it was mind blowing to me because I didn't see it in real time. I mean, you have to really go back and watch. But that's a little on Bryce. But just having an OC, bro, that is experienced,
competent.
Yes, bro. We just have to be functional, and I think we'll have that this year. And also, just gonna touch on the line a little bit. They looked a lot better the 5th, 6th, 7th time running through that, and you really have to look at individuals just blocking, bro. You really do.
Well, I don't know if he's light years ahead of JJ. Do you remember that throw JJ did against Western Michigan week 1 as a true
I'm
freshman?
talking about right now. Like right now.
Oh,
He's
but he was
15.
a
He's
true
15
freshman
practices
week
in.
1. He could
The
have.
difference between JJ and Bryce, and this still has to be proven with Bryce. JJ was reckless. He'd run around in the backfield and try to make a throw. Like every play has to be like it's the last play of the game. I gotta get this, and that's what was wrong with JJ. Like you can't do that. Live to punt.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And play another down.
And his mechanics, bro. Like you have to watch like his mechanics. Him in the pocket. Like early, he was shaky, but it was over after that. Like it was over after that. I just think he's more poised. Even his misses, bro. His misses are a lot better this year. I mean, as a freshman, than I think we've seen at Michigan, bro. Like,
But hold on. We only looking at a spring game. We need
of
more.
course.
We need more because
that's why I said.
JJ,
that's why I said right now. Like
JJ was on the money. JJ was on the money his freshman year. With all his passes, it was his sophomore season where he started to miss those long balls.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, I mean,
we got to remember
year, like, he played sparingly.
Yes,
and you got to remember situations like he had freshman situations like the Michigan State game where he essentially kind of.
Yeah, that fumble. He threw a touchdown and then fumbled one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a better quarterback. I'm saying right now, as a freshman, he has a hold of an offense better than JJ did his freshman year. That's why Cade beat him out.
Well, I don't think there's any quarterback on the team that's as good as Cade right now.
I think Mikey Keen's a better quarterback than Cade.
Maybe.
He's just not healthy.
Oh, by the way, John, I did want to answer the question for because it was a super chat earlier from BW. Yeah, BW. So I just read the article. BW. He was the quality control manager. They said around April that something had happened. The school went and investigated it, and then the school fired him. So
let me read this super chat before somebody go. Dev, appreciate the $20. He said, shout out Maniacs Passion, college football at its best. Shout out to Dev. Michigan fans, you're going to let the Ohio State fan come over here and outspend you. He's going to show more love than my Michigan brothers, Michigan brethren. That ain't right. That ain't right.
You ain't got it, bro. Come up and talk.
The Bull win. Appreciate the $5. If Alfred does not get Hyder, how do we feel about it? Go ahead, Josh.
Oh, I can answer this for you guys as a Buckeye fan. I can tell you this is par for the course.
Bro, I'm not. That's the one position I'm just not worried about.
Better than Kirby Smart. So y'all just won a national title the next 2 seasons. I want to see your team go undefeated. The only and Ryan Day will have to win 2 more national titles in the world to be a better coach than Kirby Smart. And if he don't do that, the maniac will come out and say that he told you so.
Yeah,
I got to go back to that.
I hate this fucking topic. It's fine.
It's fine. No. I'll simply say this, Tim.
Bro, that boy Timothy trying to stir the pot, bro.
It's fine. It just sucks that you give them facts. You give them facts, and they say you don't know what you're talking about. That's why I don't give a fuck about no Ohio State fan. I don't. I really don't. They could sucker you know what. All Ohio State fans.
See, Tim, why you do that, Tim?
That's how I feel,
bro. We were just off
Nah, fuck that because it's too cocky, bro. Y'all don't know how to keep it. You discredit Michigan every corner, right? Every corner they discredit Michigan. And it's like, yo, damn, we give you y'all props, and then we don't get props. So you know what? I don't care about y'all. That's it.
My friend Tim.
I ruled it for y'all in the Rose Bowl. Even though I wasn't supposed to, I did it anyway. Because
Tim, the only thing I'm gonna say to you,
because we all hate Dan Lanning. We can agree we all hate him.
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna say to you, my friend, is in 3 years, when Ryan Day is over 100 wins, when he's 10 years at least, and has a 70% win percentage, and is going to the Hall of Fame. that's when I get to come back and laugh too.
Hypothetical.
Nobody-
All right. And no one said he couldn't be great. That's the problem.
No,
We're
he is
talking
right
about
now.
now. We're
Oh,
talking
God.
about
All right.
today. That's
We
all I said.
we moving on.
Hold on,
We're never
man.
gonna agree on this right now.
Nah, it's just no, bro. It's this,
I'm not
Johnny. The thing
rehashing.
is,
I'm not
he's the
rehashing
sport.
Johnny.
He's that
Johnny,
spoiled
I'm not
kid, bro.
rehashing Johnny.
Hold on,
Garrison, he's
I'm not
annoying,
rehashing
bro.
switch lanes.
He's
Johnny, I'm
annoying
not
as little kid.
This,
I'm not
Tim,
even
you
rehashing.
did this, Tim.
Bro, we was
You
just
know
on a
what you
good
did.
topic. We was-
Now,
This
go ahead.
was the
Go ahead,
question.
go ahead, go ahead. Because he's gonna say whatever he wants. He's always
Exactly.
right.
So ain't
He's
no
always
point.
right.
This
Juju.
was the question. If
Whatever.
Juju,
Alfred
so
does
for
not
like
get
wide
hired,
receivers,
how do we feel about him? That's the question.
For what, Garrison? Go ahead.
I was gonna ask. Well, actually, I'm gonna skip what I was gonna say because I'm gonna go to that question right there from Bulls Will Win. Shout out to him, by the way. He's a cool person.
Yeah, for real.
What do you what's give me your feelings about this right here? I want to know because like Tony Alford, us Black Guy fans told you guys. I do understand how it could come up as sour grapes when Tony Alford. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it feels like betrayal. I mean, Ryan Day said it without saying it. And did you guys watch the Josh Pate interview?
I didn't catch
Okay,
it.
No, we don't
he
care about Ryan Day.
So like,
we don't watch
he
nothing.
basically said it in there. He basically said in there. He said, "Well, yeah, you know, people want to do what's best for their families, but you know, there's such a thing as loyalty and your character." And he's like, "Hey, people are salty. We ain't gonna lie about it, but you can still be salty and still sit there and say like, and still point out the things about that coach, right? Like, so like we told you guys about his recruiting." Like you're gonna be in the names with some big running backs, and then next thing you know, and then here you guys are.
I mean, this is where I'm at. Like, one thing I'm gonna just get it out in front. Like, one position I'm not worried about is running back or tight end on offense. I'm never worried about that. That's one. Two, everyone is overreacting about this Osborne recruitment. Like, it's very simple to me. He was one of our top two backs. Like, Hyder is playing the long game, which plays into our favor while Sean McGee's figuring the revenue shit out. That's that.
Wait, so you don't think he just likes Notre Dame more?
No. It was money.
No.
But Juju, you see?
Hold on.
Typical Buckeye response.
It was a question, bro. Why can't I ask a question?
But you laughing? You said
you laughing at us, Garrison? Garrison,
bro, I just don't.
You laughing at us?
No, I'm not. I'm laughing because I don't. My thing is like I've been very against, like, some kids we can tell when it's about the money, but I've been very against just going out there and saying it's
his
about the
dad
money
said it
without any actual proof.
His dad said it.
Show me the article. Show me the article right now.
Go. We all discredit EJ Holland.
Put the link in the chat.
But Juju,
okay, we all discredit EJ Holland. But if you go to it and you go to YouTube, there's okay.
You say EJ
his dad
Holland?
literally said it. It was the business side of it.
Bro, show me the article.
No, Juju. Only Michigan loses, not Ohio State. If Ohio State move on the player, look at the number one player at OSU. Where did he just go? To USC.
Who just said that? Like who?
I'm just telling you. Just in case you didn't know. You fucking know everything, right? You know everything.
Albert Hill.
You fucking know nothing.
Albert Hill went to Ohio State because him and Ohio State didn't have a good relationship. That's just the truth of the matter.
I'll go.
Number one player in Ohio.
What up, though, man?
Ohio State lost out on Albert Hill.
But I want to stay on this topic because Notre Dame entered the equation late. Like, if this was Texas who went out and grabbed him, cool, because he was our top. They were the top two. They went late. It wasn't because Tony Alford couldn't close the deal. We were not. It was legitimately we aren't giving exact numbers. That has been reported through everyone.
Okay, and all I ask of you is to show me a video or an article.
I don't think it's been reported everywhere. Actually, I think EJ Holland said that.
So that's what I just said. EJ Holland said that.
EJ Holland said that.
Wait,
Holland, we know has ruined relationships before, but either way, I'm not even going to dig into EJ Holland too much. What I will say is it could be a combination of the things. Like, I don't believe that Michigan was far off the number with Notre Dame. I do think that once they they showed my guy the roster, he was like, oh, it's a much easier path to starting here than it would be at Michigan. So I think that was a bigger factor than just the dollars and cents.
I do also think the Hyder recruitment is like they can say whatever they want. They both recruited him as number one. And I think that you can already see on Twitter, like look at his posts. He already feels disrespected by the rankings, bro. You can kind of get a feel for how he's feeling. Like I'm not gonna speak for him, but
No, he does.
through his post, bro, you can kind of get a gist of how he's feeling. But Notre Dame is an easier path. All I'm saying is, bro, we did not give an exact number. That much is true. It's been reported all over.
I think that, and listen, I already know Maniac's gonna hate when I say this, but I don't think this is far from what I've said before. I think Johnny has heard me say this. I think Mays has heard me say this. Because I said maybe a year ago on the Scarlet and Blue show to Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
I said, dude, I feel like sometimes when you guys don't get recruits, the first thing, because there was a while where the first thing you guys would say is, oh, it's because of the money.
Absolutely.
There was a while where Michigan fans kept on saying because of the money, and it was like a foreign thought process that a kid could have multiple other reasons. Like, yes, like starting at Notre Dame right now is easier than getting to be able to start at Michigan. Michigan is loaded with really talented running backs. I mean, Ben Hall Ben Hall is a really. I think Ben Hall is a good running back. I've been wondering why Ben Hall didn't play for a lot of years. I remember he came in against Ohio State and kept getting 5 yards of carry like it was his job. So there's that.
He's heavy.
Also, it's like we can't say like we're about to see Notre Dame put in some running back who's about to go into the first round.
Yeah.
And who's undisputably named the best running back in college football right now. I think that when you look at things like that, I think these are all things. And it's like, dude, they ain't like we're talking about the Sister St. Mary's of the poor. This is Notre fucking Dame.
Okay, let me ask you this, Garrison. Let me ask you. I just don't look. They're all valid reasons. I know their running back room is not as good as ours, and I know he has a great chance to start. But tell me this: it's real funny to me that Cantwell drops his stuff, and the reports are coming out. Look, Sean McGee, we're figuring things out. We do have the money, but he's waiting, so he doesn't lie to the kids. And then Texas's head coach or running back coach goes to the league or whatever. He leaves. That X's them out. It only leaves us. At the same time that all these reports are coming out, then Notre Dame enters the equation. So, like I said, I think that is a huge part of it. Like, it's not like they won the recruitment. He's a good player. I'm not downplaying that.
No.
But to sit here I just don't think it's on Tony. I don't.
I think I'm with Garrison here.
They're going to wait
I was not with Garrison
the last minute. They give Hyder. I think that they're going to wait until the last minute to get Osborne the numbers, so that way it would be too late for Notre Dame the double that they offered. And they give Osborne his numbers right now. Notre Dame will come out and try and double the Michigan can offer. That might be the reason why
I don't think we're spending
they're
back
not going to tell him the numbers right now. They want to wait until it's too late for Notre Dame to try and double the original offer.
I personally don't think we're going to spin back to Osborne. I think he's happy at Notre Dame and he loves his. That's my personal opinion. But we're not going to ignore is everyone wants to poke fun at Tony, right? You guys have been saying this for years. He lost the game. He literally just landed a top running back in the portal. Like,
that's his best recruit.
Wait.
Like I just
guys, Jordan Marshall was going to Michigan, no matter what.
We're not talking about Marshall.
We're talking about Justice Haynes.
Jordan Marshall.
Oh, I'm sorry, Justice Haynes.
Which is his best recruit, by the way.
Yeah, I think Justice Haynes going to Michigan was kind of like an obvious thing. I think we all, when he went into the portal, I think we all kind of looked at you guys, didn't we not?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, but this is what I'm saying. Now that's inconsistent. That's inconsistent for me.
Tony offered one that because he already had a previous relationship as well. Secondly, Jasper Parker is going to be at Michigan. He's pretty good.
Jasper Parker was not in the same breath as either of those two running backs coming out of high school.
You're wilding. I think Jasper Parker is going to be better.
I think he's severely under recruited.
M3, you're talking about you. I'm talking about
at one point
of that scout, whether it be Rivals, 247, whoever. They did not have him in the same breath as those two. That's
yeah, but who is hold on. See, don't Tony Alford obviously views him in a different light than anybody else, right?
I just think we're splitting
I,
hairs, bro.
well,
Look,
you know,
running
I'm
back
not,
is not an issue, bro. It never will be
yeah,
at this
but, like,
school.
I don't think running back's an issue for you guys. Like, I think
Before the
that,
Texas coach had left,
I'm with the
Osborne
point is
said
I'm with
at
you,
one
Garrison.
point
I think he's underachieving.
he wanted to be teammates with
Oh
Heidi
yeah,
at
yeah.
one point.
If you, sorry, Timothy, if you want to have a discussion, if he's been it's been kind of underwhelming. Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Absolutely.
look, it's been
he's
half of a
underachieved to this
cycle,
point.
and now we're into the second cycle.
The
He's in
biggest-
on a bunch of names, but you want more. I mean, it's just like Coach BJ.
wait,
Like,
a second.
The biggest thing to celebrate Tony Alford for is the fact that he came from Ohio State at this point. Outside of that, it's been
and Notre Dame.
So what?
Wait, and real quick, Johnny, I saw
Yeah.
you put that up from account 22. Watch the film, Garrison. Account 22. I highly doubt that you have access to his actual film and that you did what I do and everyone else did and go on YouTube and you watch highlights. That's not film.
What happened to the recruit?
Yeah. Ohio State need to hire you as an assistant coach. You know everything.
Hey, we're sitting here disappointed in Tony, but he's already even at this stage, he's better than Mike Hart was. He's getting these kids to campus.
No. Hold on. What up, Dev? What's going on?
I'm talking about recruiting.
Yo, what up, fellas? What up, Johnny?
Didn't Mike Hart win Jordan Marshall?
Wait, what did you just say?
Yes. I'm talking about recruiting over time. Like his resume, it's not comparable.
But this is the thing about Mike Hart. He actually
yes, they're different. They're different.
Developed.
Yes, I'm just speaking on just recruiting. That's it. Like we're upset.
I don't even know if I can trust Alfred's rotation.
He's better
His
than
rotation is like he's not even watching the game.
Johnny, didn't we say that? Johnny, didn't we say that?
I'm not talking about his coach on the field. I'm strictly talking about getting recruits on.
Got you. Because the actual game, I don't know.
Mike
Hart know if he's even watching.
Why, Johnny? Guys, your question. Why does everybody in the chat keep telling me they got the actual tape of these high school players? Like, I need to know, like, do they have these actual game films watching the actual games that these kids are playing, or are they watching highlight films?
Oh, you didn't know that we only in Michigan chats, all these guys are coaches in the chat. Yeah. They have access to
all the film.
Okay.
We got
Garrison, I swear, like earlier. Garrison, earlier you had a question. You had a question earlier. About a wide receiver.
Yeah, because I also heard you, TJ, and Johnny talk about the wide receivers. And I was like talk about like your top three, right? You said Goodwin, right? Over Fred?
Huh?
Goodwin over who you said?
I said I like Goodwin in the slot. I don't like him at a zero Y or a zero X position. I like him in the slot.
Outside.
Huh?
So would you have Fred on the outside?
Yeah, you stick him at it. You stick him outside.
How tall is Fred?
6'1".
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Channing Goodwin 6'1" as well. But you play your best three. We played Timo in the slot. We played Timo in the slot on the Natty year. So it's like, and he turned out to be on the outside his last year before he transferred.
Are we saying Samaj isn't good?
No, I'm not saying he's not good. In his freshman year, he produced with a real quarterback.
He's gonna start. He'll start. I'm not gonna say he'll be the start at the end of the season.
I don't think Samaj is gonna start. I think Simpson or Channing Goodwin is gonna take that spot.
I don't think week 1. Maybe week 2, week 3. But I think Samaj is gonna start. We'll see.
Yeah, but then it's gonna look different in the slot this year because we're gonna have tight ends there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna. There's a lot to unravel, bro. But you got your two starters.
Some lady said on a podcast that she thinks Lee Ann now she thinks that Andrew Marsh he might have a breakout performance.
I can see Andrew Marsh cracking. I can see him cracking it. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, if it's going up a high school, who do you think has more tools?
I was on that same podcast too. So.
I don't know, bro. I really don't. Like every time, even with Jimmy Air talking about freshmen, bro, you always apply it to the next year. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, but my thing is, bro, if you have a freshman, right, and you're able to get him on the field, you do it. Like, listen, I mean, it's all Michigan State had, but it's not like you guys are like, it's not like you guys are far from where Michigan State is wide receiver wise, right? but they put their freshmen in the game, and they let that young bull go out there and ball out. Texas did it with theirs, or like
Hey, you saw that shot, right? You see the shot they take?
No. I'm saying I think Andrew Marsh could like give you guys a boost.
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about y'all not too far from Michigan State receivers room. And you couldn't beat Michigan for 4 years. So don't worry about our receiver room.
I think that
worry about your soft ass defensive line.
I think that Marsh has like I think for him he might be the most talented guy in that room at
wide receiver. About our receivers. But they can't beat us.
Yeah, he's just raw right now.
I think it would be smart to get that freshman out there and just see what he can do. And I mean, like you said, you guys let Samaj be on the field. Why not him? And more.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dev.
He's gonna be in the rotation for.
I came in here for something a little different. I ain't in here trolling or anything, but there's been some reports out there about your guys' coaching staff not being out recruiting right now. Number one, is there any truth to that, or are people just pulling crap out of their butt?
True.
The hammer's dropping. True. The hammer's dropping.
Nah, I ain't trying to. I ain't here for all that crap. I want to know.
Insinuating. That's what they're insinuating.
And what your guys' thoughts are on that. Why is that happening right now?
I don't know. So somebody who actually knows, go ahead.
Hey, it's going on. I read a report that said this nobody know if it's self-reporting or opposing, or they don't know because recruits are saying that they'll be on the Michigan staff will be out on the road on May 19th. So maybe they just chilling, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing, it's not really a big deal. So, we know your Ohio State fans catch things like fish in the water.
Yeah.
I think it's a big deal if they're not recruiting.
Yeah, it is.
Recruiting.
Hey, you throw that worm out there. Hey, them Buckeye fans right on it. Ooh, I caught it.
We're a rivalry. Why wouldn't we? I mean, you guys do the same thing. No, but legit. Are you guys? Does that bug you? I mean, do you guys think there's anything to it? Obviously, Marmar, you don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, no, Dave, it's not a big deal.
I can't get it right now. I can get the answer after
don't take a little molehill and make it into a mountain, my brother. Because it's not necessary. And then another thing I gotta ask you, Buckeye fans. Okay, last year's loss was a big loss, one of the biggest loss in the rivalry for your side.
Second biggest loss in my lifetime. Second biggest loss in my lifetime.
So I just wanted to, ask a logical question. Y'all won the Natty, but why y'all always over here picking with us? Like, I just don't understand that. Could you explain that to me? Hold on, I'm not finished answering. I just want to know. Like, we 13-10 you. 23, point underdogs in your house. Yeah, and then I watched the clip when Jason Avant grabbed the flag and your staffers are jumping up and down in his face and lunging at him and doing all that. And I'm like, y'all won a Natty and y'all still over here bothering us with that lunatic friend stuff y'all don't like to hear, but it is facts.
They are. They don't work. You saw that. You saw the post.
I just want to know why y'all over here. I know it's good content, but sometimes, just take a break.
Mama, did you see that?
Let him respond.
Wait, Johnny,
you asked him a
had this
question.
platform for 5-6 years? Johnny, you've had this platform, this channel for 5-6 years, right?
Yeah.
I've been listening for every single year, so it's not just that now because I'm able to talk like college football with these guys. I do it. I do it because I've supported him before I even had a voice on YouTube. Like I've always been watching his show, so that's why I'm here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Dan. I'm here. I respect Johnny. I respect Maniac. I respect M3. Garrison's my dude. I'm not one of them fans. You know what I mean? That Marmar. I mean, everything you said there. Normally, you can get a serious response out of that from Ohio State fans. We are very passionate, just like you guys are. I just live in reality where I can separate football from real world. And in the real world, I respect Johnny. Maniac, he gets emotional, gets crazy. I don't put emotions into it. I don't mind him. I've been on his show. Right after we lost, I think the day of or day after, I came on their show and was like, yo, dude, you guys just beat our ass. That's what you did. I mean, so I can separate the two. I enjoy this. I don't let emotions get in the middle of personal stuff and all that. So it's entertaining to me. And I love college football. And this is the best rivalry in all of sports. So I enjoy the bickering back and forth. And you're not going to catch me getting emotional and screaming and yelling about all this stuff. I'll talk about it all day long and disagree and all that. But I like supporting good shows, man. This is a different type of show. You don't get to see this. Normally, people bounce, people leave, they get emotional, they're gone, they don't want to continue the conversation, they F you, F this, F that, and they gone, man. Now, people stand in the paint here, and emotions fly, dude. I like it, man. So, dude, we're rivals. I mean, I pay attention to y'all. You know, I get on your guys' boards and look at some of your information.
Why do y'all act like y'all the victims, though?
All the time.
Who?
So let me go. No, because Dev.
I just want to know that.
Man,
Hold on, Mama. Hold on.
I just want to know,
So,
like, why
again,
y'all domestic violence? Y'all act like domestic violence victims. You know what I'm saying?
So-
You know, like you get beat and then you want to go cry to the police. Like, come on, man, you was running your mouth.
So look, this is I say this. So again, to everyone here, to Deb, to everybody in the chat. Oh, Maniac, you're too emotional. I'm passionate. I'm a maniac. That's why I get the name. So people take it as, oh, he's yelling. You know, Garrison, you got to treat him like a newborn. If not, he is a whole fragile. He's like, you got to be careful because he'll cry about everything. Me, I talk it like this. And people don't like it. And I don't care. That's the way I am. And to OSU fans, this is the problem, Dev and Garrison. Your fan base is the worst by miles. They were ready. There's a poll. You guys are the number one, the worst fan base in all of college football. Michigan is number 10. That's not my poll. I didn't print it up. It's there, right? That's one. Two, your fan base is a sore winner fan base. When you win, you throw the shit out of teams and laugh. Just beat us. And when you lose, there's an excuse behind it. It was the schematics. It was the OC. It was the flu. It was the snow. It's always or the hammer or kind of status. It's always something. The Oregon loss. Dan Lanning, the 12 guys. Listen, it was he saw something in the rule book and he did it. They changed it. You guys cried. So my thing about OSU fans is that I gotta know OSU fans don't know how to. No, you know what Mullins said after the Ohio State game. You guys got to know how to lose too, bro. I get it. You're a spoiled fan base. I get it. It's hard for you guys because y'all don't see bad seasons. I agree. Those are facts. Y'all really don't. It's been 2011. But when you lose, there's always some, right, Garrison? It wasn't us that beat y'all in November. It wasn't us. Because what's that quarterback that used to quarterback for Michigan? Or even he said it. I don't give a fuck if it was Lloyd Carr who said it. You lost. And that's excuses. Like, come on, y'all got to stop that. That's why I get mad, Dev. I get mad. I point out, I call out BS. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, Maniac. You guys have the same type of fans. Every fan base has those fans. You know what I'm saying? You are choosing to speak on. I mean, you just made a statement that said when you guys beat us, you said y'all made excuses. I did not. I came on your show and said you just beat our ass. So like you have these fan bases you have these certain fans that are passionate about. You guys have a lunatic fringe too. That does the same thing, man. We all do. We're just the largest fan base in the world, so we have a way bigger number of those crazy psycho fans that cannot differentiate football from real life. They can't admit maybe you guys did beat us. You just beat us. They can't admit that. I mean, they're people. You guys have them too. We just have them in a larger number because our overall number is larger. That does not make us a better fan base than you or a worse fan base than you in any type of way. There's just a bigger number to go on here. I mean, that's the way that's where I'm at with it. I get it though. I love the passion about it. Yeah. If we ever come on this show and sit here and agree on everything, there is an issue. There's a problem. The rivalry doesn't mean anything anymore if we don't sit here and get under each other's skin to the point where we're trying to have a celebrity boxing match. Like, that's what this rivalry is about, man.
It'll
Like,
always
people
matter.
better get in their emotions about the damn thing. It's worth it. I love it. So, I mean, that's
Look,
my
you're
thoughts
right.
on it.
No,
I just wanted to,
Dev, before you go, you're right. I will never sit here and say Michigan is the no. We have a lot of lunatics in our fan base, a lot of weirdos. 100% agree. Every fan base does. You being the biggest is not our fault.
Emphasis
You know
on
what I'm saying? It
weirdos.
is. You had on what's your man? Kurt Herbstreit on national television called out your fan base. Nick Saban on game day called out your fan base. These are facts. This is not me just making it up. And the poll is not only Michigan fans, this is college fan base as a whole, putting you guys number one. So we're not the only ones that feel like that about your fan base. But you're right. I get it what you're saying. Michigan has a lot of weirdo fan bases. I agree. I'm not going to sit here and say that. There's a lot of lunatics in the Michigan fan base as well. Because that'd be stupid to say something like, no, not us. Yes. But when you look at it as a whole, is that you guys go the extra mile. You was threatening Ryan Day's kids and all that. That's just crazy. Then Garrison tried to bring up like a tweet from a long time ago from a player to Harbaugh. We're talking about kids. I think Mama brought it up. They threaten his kids over a game. It's a game.
I don't think it's fair to talk about the less than 1% of a fan base.
Oh my God. Oh,
let me read these
one second, Johnny. I think that's like when people
Man,
talk
bro.
about like when people talk about different sides of politics and bring up the worst of the worst, and that's less than the 1%. I
That's
think it's unfair.
bro.
I just want to say this. I
Juju,
hydrated.
what you want to talk about? Now, hold on,
Hold on.
Juju, what you want to talk about? And they brought it up. It was brought up by Deb. So we're talking about it. What you want to talk about? Who got better receivers? All right, so let's go position by position. Ohio State better receivers. We talking ball here, right? O-lineman, as of right now, Ohio State has the better O-line because we don't know what we're going to have. Quarterback, that's still a question mark between both teams.
Ask Deb what he thought.
Y'all say y'all got the best tight end room? Absolutely not. You might have the best tight end, but not the best tight end room. Who else? That dude G is a bum.
Hold on.
Wait, is
Let me
G Scott?
read these super chats.
Come back.
Just chill.
I'm here.
Come back.
Just chill.
Bro,
I'm here. I'm here.
I love his passion.
He did the T-Rex hat slam.
Who your other guy had mid tight ends for years?
Hold on. Let me read the chat.
I love his passion, bro.
Mar, you need to share that with Maniac, dude. Pass it. Pass that thing over.
Appreciate the $5 from Tim Leineke. Ryan Gay has a personal issue. Coaches that love working with their coach will take a pay cut or stay, or at least stay loyal to the program.
Bro, I ain't taking no pay cut my job. What the fuck?
Appreciate Alpha Leo with the $5. Hey, Johnny, give or offer Garrison this $5 to leave the live. Just playing Go Blue. And when we won the championship in that year, I went on an epic troll run with Ohio State podcast, Dev. It didn't matter who it was. I was in everybody live. Champs, King of the North.
You were.
I had a problem.
I'm happy I didn't have a call-in show. I want to lift you up, Johnny. Now Scarlet and Blue. I wasn't letting you up.
Oh, he was there. I'm telling you, that's all I ever saw from Johnny. Champs. I was like, oh my God, dude.
Maniac, bro. I'll fuck with you.
Go ahead, y'all.
Bro. You gotta be the funniest, bro.
No, I'm good. I'm gonna let y'all cook. I'm chill.
Hey, but Johnny.
Boy, Maniac.
Hey, Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
That's Brad Steve. Oh shit, Steve.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Johnny. But the difference is, we won all our games. Yeah, you was in their chat. Hey, you was in their chat blowing it up. Yeah, you was supposed to. They can't come in our chat and blow it up because we won. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter.
Does your guys' trophy look different than ours? You guys must have a different looking trophy, huh?
I mean, we got Big Ten rings.
Hold on. Hey, Dad, your display at your championship celebration, it was missing a couple trophies. So, we had all ours, you know what I'm saying, at the celebration, all of them. Hey, but we don't care about that, Dad. We won.
If it ain't one thing,
we collected three trophies.
Hey,
bro,
that's my motherfucking
brother.
Marmot. Donovan Edwards has more touchdown passes in the Big Ten championship than C.J. Stroud, Honda McCord, and Will Howard.
Who?
Facts.
And he didn't even get drafted. And he has more touchdown passes. Y'all can't even get to the Big Ten championship, Mr. Great Coach. He's a
Hey,
bum.
I didn't hear who you said. Who was that? Who did you say?
Donovan Edwards.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, you do. You want to go to 22? You want to go to 22? You're going to know who he is.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, bro, that's a dark path, bro.
All right, Dan. What up, though, Steve?
Hey,
Go ahead.
You ready to get in the kitchen?
I'm just, I'm listening. I want to hear more about the Tony Alford argument because I thought Michigan was a trenches school, and I'm trying to figure out how many elite running backs Michigan's had the last 4 years. Since Alford is such a bad guy, I mean, I thought it was about the trenches, but Hassan Haskins was a 3-star. Mullins was a 3-star linebacker. Blake Corum was a good running back, and Donovan Edwards was overrated, as they say. But for some reason, these running backs don't lose to Ohio. I mean, but it's about Alford. But Alford can't recruit apparently. When Michigan is a running school, it's about the trenches. Y'all do. I mean, it's common sense, right? But I'm interested more about that Tony Alford conversation since he's such a bad recruiter, and since Michigan's running backs can't do anything against the Buckeyes. Continue.
I don't think Tony Alford's a bad recruiter. I never said that. It's just
I didn't say you did.
There's a lot of times when Tony Alford, what Tony Alford does sometimes, it's not all the time. Like, I'm not going to sit and act like Tony Alford didn't get a guy like Travion Henderson. Like that. Like, that's a dishonest conversation to have to say that he's not a good recruiter. It's that sometimes Tony Alford has a tendency to just miss. I mean, he puts all of his chips in 2 players. Well, he does that, and then he'll miss on both. Like, it's a thing that he does. And it's not a consistent thing that he does every single year. What we were saying mostly is that when it comes to him as a coach in general, I don't believe he was as good as a running back coach as Mike Hart was, because I think Mike Hart was a better developer of running backs, and I thought that he proved that in his tenure there. And Tony Alford is like, if there's 2 things I'll critique him on: finishing recruiting sometimes, and his running back rotations are god awful.
I agree with that. The rotation is hard. I agree with that.
But he's not a bad recruiter, Steve. Like, he's not a bad recruiter.
Yeah. Towards the end of the year is when he finally figured it out. Like, and it took him a little bit too long. I mean, but I'm not like that. They were bad, bro, especially early in the year. But I also felt like it was more than him, because I felt like the team had a dedication to Donovan Edwards, and it was clearly not there. It just has not been there. I think for all he's done, they kept trying to do, because it was clear to me, if it wasn't for injury, Jordan Marshall would have been that third back. Like, he would have been the third back if not for injury. I know a lot of people have a lot of faith in Ben Hall. I didn't. He's a decent back, and I'm glad he's at UNC. But I think he would have been that third back and would have been pushing for the second back because of his run style. And it all comes down to scheme and fit. Like, Donovan Edwards, like, bro, it's just between the tackles, he was better. He was better than he was, but it still wasn't there, bro. But I'm not gonna act like Tony Alford still didn't, coach Mullings, who had a good year. He had a good year, and he was a linebacker.
I don't think Blake Corum's a good running back. I think he's a great college running back.
He's a really good running back behind a really good offensive line. I mean,
hold on. He averaged 5 yards a carry in the 23 season.
He did
again in a line that was not very good. Or that year.
The 2023 season, the line wasn't good.
It was not that good. Not even. No, it was not. It was not.
They
that
won
good.
the Joe Moore Award.
Not in 23.
No, in 21, 22.
22 they won it 21 and 22 or 22 and 23.
21, 22.
Oh wow! Oh, so
23. The O-line struggled that season.
Especially early.
The O-line didn't. The O-line didn't. Not the whole season. No, that's
not the whole. Early they did.
Not the whole season.
JJ bailed us out
it took 2 or 3 games, but the whole season, heck no, you ain't get away with that one. That didn't happen.
You saw what they did at Penn State. Come on, man.
2023. That 2023 line was not better than 22 or
They struggled a lot of that year.
Early.
Not the whole season.
Early on, they did. I agree.
Right.
Once they got it together, it was a wrap.
So
I think if Blake was healthy, he would have won at least the Doak Walker. And I don't know about the Heisman, but he would have been invited to New York. If he wouldn't have got hurt in the Illinois game, he was going to New York.
So in 22, he already had like over 100 yards against a tough Illinois team. The next week they're going to Columbus. All he had to do was have a good game, not a great, and he wins the Heisman. He was the best running back. He was the best running back in football. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Michigan, before going into Columbus, was considered just a one-man team. Remember, JJ's a handoff merchant. That's all he is. He hands off. So Corum was cooking. He was still cooking them. And then he went into Columbus in 22. And we know why he did to them. No, I can't throw? I can't throw? Okay.
I agree with Juju on this because like that what really showed like that 23 season and I didn't think the O-line was gonna be bad. It wasn't a bad O-line, but it wasn't up to stuff as it was like or close to the last two previous years. But where I really realized where they struggle is that Blake Corum's yards per carry went down, but he was still doing the jump cuts, still getting 5 yards a carry. JJ was put in a lot of third and long, which led him to be the best third down quarterback in the nation. And then the reason I knew the O-line wasn't as good was because even though Blake was still able to produce, Donovan wasn't. And that like he couldn't like that season was he had 6 or 7 games under 4 yards a carry.
But that they weren't good. And so when you say they're not, so I hear that doesn't make sense to me. So if a line doesn't win the Joe Moore, that doesn't mean they're not good. They're just not good by Michigan standards. So
I'm not they just took a step back.
I'm just saying that they took a bit. It wasn't a big step, but it was a clear step.
It wasn't as good of a line as 2022.
That's what I'm saying.
It wasn't, but it was still one of the right. All right. Were they a top 5 unit in the country? That 23 line.
23.
Okay, so if you're in the top 5, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a top 5 line that season.
No,
I think JJ was.
It's hard. Hold on. It's hard to grade the whole line because half of the year they didn't play that well.
They're rotating too.
I saw what JJ was doing in the playoffs. He was still at third and long. And in the Ohio State game, in the Ohio State game, JJ was still in third and long. JJ McCarthy got that offense out of a lot of situations that season.
Yeah. He's a great because he's an elite. Like Will Howard couldn't do that with y'all, and y'all praised them. See, this is again. Listen. I'm just telling you. I'm bringing it up. You know why? Because but that's why great. That's why he was a first round pick.
Well, why is
Garrison? I'm just telling you. You said, "Oh, Jay, you throw." Listen, you say, "Oh, it was JJ to get you a lot of those." Bro, I could read between the lines, bro. Yeah, but your team was perfect.
What is there to read between the lines on? I'm saying,
but
you got it.
No, you got it. That's the problem.
I'm giving JJ credit, and you say
you have to. You have to give him credit. What you mean you giving him credit? He never lost to y'all. He cooked y'all. Number 22.
That's why I always bring up like if
I always gotta remind them. I gotta remind OSU fans because when they win, don't let them win again.
Bro, why?
You would never hear it.
Being brought up right now. I said, dude,
go ahead, Juju.
That's why I always bring up like if anyone has an argument that JJ wasn't a great quarterback, like I just point to he was the best third down quarterback in the country, and an offense that was run first, an offense that he was put in a terrible situation the whole year. If he was in an offense like in Ohio State, if he was in an offense like even Georgia, it would have been a better situation for him.
Well, I don't think it's a situation, Juju. I think he would have got better development too. Like I think he would have been a different or better football player at other places.
It depends. Like
if JJ McCarthy went to USC, let's say, right? I think being under Lane Kiffin would give you more like better quarterback. Like you're in a situation where you're gonna learn how to be a better quarterback better than you would at Michigan. It's not I'm not. This isn't shit.
Then Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
What? He can't pass. He felt pain doing that.
Well, no, Steven. I didn't hear what you said, Steven. What'd you say, bro?
So Lane Kiffin would have taught him better than Jim Harbaugh.
I didn't say Lane Kiffin. I said Lane Kiffin.
Yes, you did. You said Lane Kiffin.
I'm in Lincoln Riley. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Then Jim Harbaugh.
Wait, all right, Steven. Are you asking me if I believe? If Lincoln Riley can teach JJ to be a better quarterback than Jim Harbaugh?
Yes.
All right. So listen. This is why, Steve. No, that's a good question. This is why it's a good question, Steve. Because
Hey, Garrison, you ain't gonna answer that?
no, Jim Harbaugh
Juju knows
only
why I'm not going to answer this.
he's
Juju,
recruited. No. Here we
Juju
go.
and Maze
Here we
Madman
go.
know why I'm not answering this
Don't
question.
put
Lincoln
Juju in there.
Riley is
I'm
a
not talking to Juju.
very good quarterback.
I'm
Mama.
not talking to
So
Juju.
Jim Harbaugh has in his career at Michigan, he's only recruited. I'm talking about from high school. I'm not talking about Shea Patterson out the portal. He recruited out of high school only one 5-star quarterback. His name was J.J. McCarthy. And you know why why J.J. McCarthy brought to Ann Arbor in 23?
I know day one. I know.
All right. And Ryan Day has 2 elite 5-star quarterbacks
Why is
since
Ohio
he's been there.
conversation?
Because I want to do it. If you don't like it,
You
keep
need
back.
to stop.
Because I want to do it. I'm just proving Mr. Great Coach, not a great coach. Can't win with elite quarterbacks.
You
Come
need to
on.
stop, maniac.
But Johnny, he's taking shots. No, because he's taking shots. He's saying if JJ was at USC, right, he will be developed better because they had Lincoln Riley.
Hold on, let me cook a little bit. The thing about Lincoln Riley is he's got an offense set for quarterbacks to put up numbers in college.
There you go.
They're gonna put up numbers, but what do they do in the league? They all looking trash.
Yep.
Except Baker, I guess.
Well,
Think about it, Garrison. They trash.
Well,
Who's
not
good?
Okay, wait. So you're gonna call Caleb Williams trash off?
He looks like trash
with the Chicago Bears as a rookie.
Oh no!
Is it a fact or isn't it? He looks like trash. That's
all right. Johnny. Okay, Johnny. Yeah, you know what, Johnny? That's all right. Fair.
I ain't going off opinion. This is what he
Johnny,
looked like.
Johnny, I'm gonna go with your argument. Johnny, hold on. Right, I'm gonna go with your argument. Right now, we're talking about the quarterbacks that Lincoln Riley has put in the league that you said outside of Baker have been trash. Right now, do the latter. Tell me Jim Harbaugh's quarterbacks.
He didn't have 5 stars. Lincoln Riley.
He's talking about the highly rated guys.
No, but we said developed. But I said developed also. I said
who he developed?
And I can knock all those dudes away.
I know, but Johnny, how many 5-star quarterbacks have we seen not be anything in college? A lot.
None of them. We're not talking about overall. We're talking about Michigan guys. You don't make it a broad argument.
Yeah. Steven, I agree with you. This is
the thing, Garrison. Let me cook real quick. If we're talking about, are we talking about putting up numbers in college, or are we talking about pro success?
Hey, Richie,
bringing them along. I can bring you along, and you not put up great numbers in college, but you're more prepared for the pros. Or I can just put you in a pass-happy offense that schemed great for guys to be wide open for you, and you're talented, but you're not really prepared for the pros. Do you get what I'm saying?
So I know what you're saying. Like, I don't fully disagree with it. I actually don't fully disagree with it. But like, I see what Richie says right here. He said Andrew Luck was better than all of them by a mile, though, Garrison. I will give you that. But here's the thing: if we're gonna sit here and say the same thing for Lincoln Riley, and is that we're not going to count the development of those quarterbacks, and we're not going to count what they did in college in their stats, because Andrew Luck had really, really good stats, then we can't put it for the coach. Like, and mind you, Andrew Luck was seen as the best quarterback prospect since John Elway. So again, what I'm not going to do is
you see why he did there, right?
No. Hold on, John, let me finish. So what I'm not going to do is take away Andrew Luck from Jim Harbaugh's resume. That's on Jim Harbaugh's resume, no matter what. So Jim Harbaugh gets credit for putting him in the league. I'm saying if we're going to and doing what he did in college, I'm saying we should be able to do the same for Lincoln Riley. And we can't sit here and act like is that just because it was his offense. Caleb Williams was the best quarterback in college football. What are we talking about? Baker Mayfield.
The question is, are we talking about? I didn't want to cut you off, but the question is, I think we're talking about two different things. Are we talking about putting up college numbers, or are we talking about being able to make him a good NFL player?
Okay, so I'll ask you this simple question. If you are the number one quarterback recruit in the nation, are you going to Jim Harbaugh's Michigan, or are you going to Lincoln Riley's Oklahoma or USC?
We don't know. It depends
on what you want.
Because Michigan runs more of a pro.
Do I want to put up numbers? Do I want it all on me? Because if you go there, then it's on me. Or do I want to have a good running game? And Do I want to?
All right. So again, like I'm mad because I'm not mad, but like I don't want to entertain this question. And I think M3 and Juju know why, and a few people in the chat saw why also. The main thing is this.
Yeah. You're always right, Garrison. My fault. You're always
like,
right.
The main thing is that I don't think it's wrong to say that if JJ went.
Why did JJ come? Just for Ohio State?
I'll say this. It's clear as day that if a kicker was out of the portal, if I was a kicker out of the portal, right, and I'm the number one kicker in the nation, everybody wants me, and it comes down to Ohio State and Michigan. If I'm a kicker, where am I going to go?
That's a stupid question. We know that. That's like saying if you a wide receiver, Michigan, Ohio State.
You said Lincoln Riley.
No, I know, and I'm saying. No, I said if
you said Ohio State, I'd say Ohio State.
Johnny, this all started though. I said JJ would have gotten better developed at other places.
Damn, bro, they got
you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't.
Let me ask you two questions. So I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh. Let's bring it back to the Jim Harbaugh argument. Then I'm gonna move on to what you just said.
Yeah.
So do you think Jim Harbaugh can develop quarterbacks overall? Do you think he's a good developer of quarterbacks?
No.
You said no?
I don't think he's a great developer.
Okay, so who else could have developed Colin Kaepernick in the NFL to play like he played?
Wait, are you speaking on college?
No, he brought up NFL.
I'm talking about Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, okay.
Who could have developed Colin
Kaepernick? About college.
Juju. I'm asking you. Who could have developed him to become the player he became?
I answer your question. I think that had more so to, and I'm mad because this guy ended up being the offensive coordinator at the Seahawks. But he was the OC while he was at the 49ers, and everyone knew that and there's a reason why he couldn't get some jobs. But his offense is simply based for quarterbacks that are able to run the ball. When Jim Harbaugh and that offense left, we saw what Colin Kaepernick was. Now, that's not to sit here and say like Jim Harbaugh didn't develop him at some point, but the NFL head coach that's not his job to develop the quarterback. And Jim Harbaugh wasn't the quarterback coach for that.
That wasn't my question. So you're not gonna. It's all good. But when Coach Harbaugh left, most of the team was gone too. So it ain't his fault, Colin's fault that they got garbage. But you ain't gonna answer it. I figured you weren't gonna do that.
I don't
you
think
said a minute ago. Now you said a minute ago. You're not going. I'm not going back and forth because you don't like to answer straight up questions. I don't know, bro. I asked you a question. You answered. You always do that. So I'm not. You're not moving.
One at a time. Just get it out.
It's not to sit here because that's not to sit here and say like Jim Harbaugh wasn't a really good head coach in the NFL. I'm simply saying. This is a college conversation for me, and I think we can all agree.
We talk about developing quarterbacks.
Let him finish.
I think we can all agree it's not an NFL head coach's job to develop the quarterback.
No, we don't all agree. That's what if you don't agree, you don't agree.
I think it is.
Jim Harbaugh's a former quarterback. Of course he's
Johnny and Maniac. Do y'all remember 2 years? Who was the number one overall player taken in the draft 2 seasons ago? And it ain't all Buckeyes fans, but it's most of y'all. Who was the number one player taken in the draft? Bryce Young. It was Bryce Young, right? Bryce Young.
Yeah. With Carolina.
Do y'all remember? Because this seems to be the argument when it comes to Buckeyes fan. I may not have been Garrison. I don't know. When he had a bad season and Stroud had a great season, what were they saying? Well, Stroud should have been taken first. He's a better developer. When you got Bryce some help, what happened? Did Bryce not get better? Did Stroud not start to kind of? Let me ask you a question. Did Stroud not start to regress later on in the season? Did he not start to regress?
Are you talking about are you saying the NFL or in college?
I just said, you literally heard the question. Let me repeat it real slow. I'm going to repeat it slow. 2 years ago, the NFL draft, that's not college, the NFL draft, Bryce was the number one pick. Your pussy fan base went to crash Bryce because he wasn't on a good team. Stroud went to a team that was 3 players away. Young went to a team who was 17 starters away. You guys trashed Bryce Young's development, your fan base, because he went out on a bad team. Stroud started to regress late last year. Young started to progress, and all of a sudden, Stroud doesn't have enough help. That's what I'm saying. This is why I'm with Maniac. Let me bring my voice down. Each and every time a narrative doesn't suit you all, your fan base, y'all make excuses. Each and every time. Nick Saban can develop quarterbacks almost as good as Ryan Day. You know why? Because if you're going to give that to Stroud, why does Justin Fields suck? Huh? Why did Haskins start to suck? Why do these Ohio quarterbacks not make it? Why is Caleb Williams is good? Miller Moss started to be trash. Kyler Murray starting to regress. You get what I'm saying? So if they're such great quarterbacks, if they got all this upside, why do they start to get worse when they get to the NFL? We don't know what JJ is going to be, but I do know this. Kyler Murray, nobody. Baker Mayfield, okay. Justin Fields, garbage. Will Howard, Pittsburgh, the draft was so bad, the Steelers drafted him, and they still said they need a quarterback. So what are we talking about? Like, don't sit up and say what Coach Harbaugh can't do. Andrew Luck is still better than anything that Ryan Day put out the last 5 years, and anything Lane Kiffin has put out. Andrew Luck is still better than him, and he's retired. Okay. So I'm going to let you because I know you're going to say something stupid.
This is the thing with these guys' systems. Some of these dudes, these are college systems. Wait, Johnny, they don't translate that well to the pros. That's a fact.
Johnny, it's not even
hold on. I ain't gonna talk for long. I don't want to talk today, really. What Jim Harbaugh does, and I'm not saying he's the greatest quarterback coach or anything, but you're running pro-style systems. You're getting under center more than when was Caleb under center? Probably never. You know what I'm saying? Some of these things you might not think about. He always got 50 touchdowns.
When are the pros under center these days?
True.
Pro offenses are not under center like that, bro.
They still do get under center,
but not like
it's not like college. College and the pros are different. They're played different.
Real quick, because
it's getting more similar. It's getting more similar, but they're not the same. They're still not there. Especially depending on where you go. If you go to Philly, it's a bit different.
All right, so why Justin Fields is trash?
Hold. To answer Steven's question, and I'm happy. I saw someone said it in there. And Juju is a Michigan fan. And he's going to say the same thing as me.
Stop putting Juju in everything. I didn't ask Juju.
That's his favorite thing, Steve.
I was going to say Juju. You just answer because I knew he knows it. But
I didn't ask you about Juju.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud lost his wide receivers, and he had the worst O-line in the NFL.
Oh my God! Have the worst. That's the same thing with Justin Fields.
How am I? Hold on. How am I capping? You think single back doesn't exist in the NFL? You think the high formation is gone?
Johnny, no.
Right.
You know what? The reason it's cap, Johnny, is because the NFL.
You know what?
Not under center.
No, you know what? The player
under center still
the
exists.
49ers still getting the center. The Los Angeles Chargers.
But Juju, how often do?
I know what you're saying. I'm just saying it still doesn't exist.
You're still going to need to.
Wait. I want
people start. College and the pros are not the same.
Nope.
You don't play quarterback. It's not the same, bro. What are we talking about? Like, come on,
Johnny. Hold, Johnny. No one's saying they're the same. And also, but let's get back to what we were talking about when Steven was talking about. CJ Stroud literally lost all his starting wide receivers and lost his linemen, which ended up him having if not the worst, one of the top 3 worst offensive lines in the NFL. So what you say, like, are we not allowed to look at that type of stuff?
They didn't give Bryce that excuse. No. They didn't give Bryce Young that excuse. Bryce didn't have nobody. Nope. Your fan base said he was bad.
Steven, I think for me personally, the reason I always said CJ Stroud ahead of him, it wasn't even about Bryce Young's height. Because like if you take Russell Wilson, for instance, right? Russell Wilson's 5'11", but he's stout. He has
that ain't what I ain't asked. Whatever you about to say, I didn't ask you any of it.
That's all right.
No, this Steve. Everybody that comes out of OSU is the greatest. CJ Stroud. They finally get one quarterback in their history, and now they're a quarterback factory.
He's talking about some. Well, I would have taken Stroud. I ain't asked you nothing about that. I asked you why you can't speak for your fan base, even though you're a representation of them. Y'all didn't get the same excuses y'all want for everybody. Y'all don't hold your players to that same type of like scrutiny. y'all were trashing Bryce Young. I mean, trashing him. And the Panthers didn't have nobody.
To be fair,
talk about Justin Fields then. Talk about Justin
You
Fields.
can only
Talk
ask
about
from his
Justin
point of
Fields.
view,
Why was he
though.
garbage?
You can't speak for them.
Talk about Justin Fields.
McCarthy
I think
never injured his arm in that game against Georgia. That season, his sophomore season, the only reason that we lost to
Bro, bro.
to the TCU, but because I think in that Georgia game, arm got hurt and he had to get the surgery.
Hey, Thunder, Thunder, you my guy. It's all good. Now let him answer the question. Talk about why was Justin Fields trash in the NFL?
No,
Yeah.
I think Justin Fields hasn't had the success he's had.
No.
For in terms of just him
y'all petty.
For him as a personal football player, I think it's that
he played on a team that didn't care about the trenches.
He played when Justin Fields was at Ohio State. I think that the offense wasn't as I would say as complicated, or for lesser words, as complicated as what C.J. Stroud had. So he's more used to playing a college offense, close to kind of like what Tim Tebow had. You're not going through all your progressions. You're not like
Ohio State is
Garrison.
Justin Fields did
fucking dude, bro.
Justin Fields did a lot of crossing routes, a lot of slants, a lot of fly patterns. I don't think that was translatable to the NFL.
You had to simplify it for him. He just wasn't a better quarterback.
I said that like 30 minutes ago about these college players. I said that like 30 minutes ago.
I know. I'm just answering this question because I think he thought I was going to cape for him and make up excuses.
You are.
I think the argument is like, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to.
Hey, Garrison, let Juju talk real quick. What you say, Juju?
I think we're like the whole Bryce Young and CJ thing. I just don't think it's broke. CJ Stroud is a better quarterback.
No, he's not.
Is that okay?
We don't know yet. No. We don't know yet. Y'all gotta stop thinking 2 years. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
No, that's
not. It don't work like that.
I think mechanically, I think his footwork is better. This is all football reasons.
He's better accurate. I don't know about footwork.
You give Bryce a better line and equal talent, and we'll see who's better in two years.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm glad you said that because that goes back with Garrison. I mean, don't make me sit up here and defend the Ohio State quarterback. He's just
but you've been doing it for 2 weeks.
Listen,
come on, bro.
Bro,
he had one of the worst offensive lines, and he lost all of his starting wide receivers.
Look at Bryce.
Well, Johnny, remember when I brought up?
But you just said put him in the same kind as we did.
I said talent-wise, all things equal, give them the equal talent. That's what I said.
He lost it, and he still put up better numbers.
No, Bryce, Carolina Panthers.
He still lost his whole starting mark. Oh my God, bro. I mean,
hold on. Time out. No. Because this is what it started with. This whole thing started because Garrison mentioned that JJ would have probably been developed better at another school not named Michigan. Right? So hold on. Listen. So Justin Fields, if he would have went to Michigan, right? He would not have those numbers he had at Ohio State. And he's fucking caca-doodle in the NFL. So what the fuck does that mean? Get out of here with that. This is the problem with your Ohio State fans. Listen, Justin Fields is trash. C.J. Stroud, he's good so far. I don't care. He went to the playoffs his rookie year. The jury's
was
still
trash in the NFL. Haskell, God rest his soul, he was garbage.
They all their quarterbacks.
Oh, God.
Will Howard, the Steelers drafted him because they needed a laundry supervisor. He's going to be the laundry supervisor for the Steelers.
Like, come on, man. Like, stop making excuses, man. Hey, but Juju.
Wait.
Not you. But would you? Hey, Juju.
Why is it an excuse?
Hey, I'm gonna get you an Archie Griffin jersey.
Wait. Why is it an excuse when I say Justin Fields played in an oversimplified offense, and in that being said, he ran a lot of plans, and in that he wasn't developed at the same pace that C.J. Stroud was. I don't think he was as ready as C.J. Stroud was. What's wrong?
But you know who else was developed? You know who else that they said that about? Cam Newton. How come he succeeded?
Because Cam Newton is.
Cam Newton Cam
Why?
Newton's better
we
than
ain't doing
him.
that,
They
bro.
said no.
That's
They
different.
said out of college because Cam Newton. I'm in Alabama. I know about Auburn. They have four pages of plays for Cam Newton.
Bro,
4
Cam
pages.
Newton
He
is
was
a
in NFL and did his
bro.
thing.
Cam Newton is
Thank you. Perfect example.
Wait.
But they're not,
Juju.
Steve. They're
Juju,
not
we're
going to do
comparing-
that. That's not what
Juju,
OSU
we're
does.
comparing
Right.
They're the
Justin
greatest.
Fields.
Cam Newton was Cam Newton.
Why are we comparing Justin Fields to Cam?
You said it was an oversimplified offense. In Auburn, they have 4 pages. In the NFL, he had to learn 90 or 100 plays. So stop.
Cam Newton,
So stop, bro.
Cam
Now you talking about? I'm not talking about Cam Newton's size. I'm not talking about his size. I'm talking about Cam Newton, the quarterback.
You could give Cam Newton one play and he would win the game. I don't care. I think
Good. I'm on another
That's not always the case, bro. Not always the case.
Look at M3 down there, bro.
Bro, because he knows
Shit
it's a dumb
crazy.
conversations. He knows it's a stupid conversation.
It's not. No, it's only stupid when y'all can't control the narrative.
There you go.
I want to go back.
See
bro.
that's the thing. You slick with that mouth. It's a stupid conversation because you can't win it. Because you say the dumb shit. Nah, man. Fuck out of here. He always
back
say
to the
slick
Harbaugh
shit.
thing,
He like
bro.
to say slick shit out his mouth all the time.
Go ahead. Hold on. I just want to say this. The average percent of snaps taken from under center was around 60% last year. The NFL is the NFL.
You got that. You right about that, Johnny. That's numbers.
Thank you, Johnny, because this is Mr. Number Man right here, Mr. Garrison. So the numbers here say, so thank you. That's all he does.
Hey, hold on 1 second, bro. I promise you, bro, no matter how much you say my name, no matter how many times you come and talk to me, I'm never going to date you. So stop.
I say whatever I want. Stop crying. I'm going to buy you a pacifier. Your fucking baby. Always crying.
I want to
No, but I don't know the English.
Always crying. Always crying. Because you can't control the narrative.
I'm not trying to control it.
Justin Fields is trash.
Bro,
Y'all don't develop shit in Ohio State. No quarterbacks. All trash.
You know what's funny about this?
Maniac, you guys have one quarterback in your whole history. Like most schools. It's not even a knock.
My bro, you want to go, bro?
I think they were just
at the Jim
Harbaugh.
Bro, we only have 1 5-star quarterback, and it's still the jury's out on him right now. And if you want to go 90s, we have way better quarterbacks than your bum ass school.
So Maniac,
you just got one, man. You just
Elvin
got one.
Burback and Ty Collins. Look at their record. Chad Henne. Chad Henne has more wins than Troy Heisman winner Smith. He's a fucking
Jim Harbaugh.
He's a bum. Troy Smith working Taco Bell.
Y'all gotta stop it, man. As far as
Troy Smith's my guy, man.
Troy Smith was a bum.
But I want to go back to the whole Jim
Listen,
Harbaugh conversation
Elvis
because I don't
Gerbach
think
and
everyone
Chad
answered,
Henne.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, don't disrespect Chad.
No, I'm just,
When it comes to pros, I mean, we really won't even have this convo because we gonna checkmate y'all.
Yeah,
this isn't the conversation. The quarterback isn't the conversation for Ohio State.
Hey, you see they hesitant right now to go into that battle right now.
Johnny, what'd you say?
The quarterback conversation.
You know we got the
what up, Richie?
What up?
That's hardware. That's hardware.
Huh?
Hey, Richie, I see you on Radio Walker.
More Hall of Famers. Yeah, you have more Hall of Famers too, I think.
Not me, more.
Yeah, we got everything more than y'all. Y'all just cry. Y'all just cry more than Michigan fans.
Let's talk about why your program is trash.
Oh,
how about that? Let's talk about that.
Now I gotta do crowd control.
Hey, Maze and Johnny, we gotta drop in.
M3 content right now, bro. He's such a YouTuber, bro.
Let's talk about why Ohio State is a trash program.
Bro,
you guys are a poverty-ridden program.
There's
he's click farming right now, bro.
Oh wait, Richie, who got KDW?
Oh, State. You know.
Yeah, they just got him. I seen that.
Man, but they don't care about recruiting. They don't.
No, y'all been doing it forever. Y'all been doing it forever. Good for y'all.
They don't.
4 straight. Davis Warren.
Maniac, look. If you guys like
Davis Warren.
That's fine.
Davis Warren.
He got all flavors of RC. Hey, listen.
Hey, they go a box right there. It's a shield in it.
Hey, bro. By the way, you didn't bring me my Grippos either. Although after
I
I
got you.
saw.
I'll mail it to you.
Don't worry about it because after I saw Will Howard on the bag, I no longer eat Grippos. I'm out of the Grippo business.
There's not one neutral fan in the country that's taken the state of Michigan's program over the state of Ohio State's program. Come on, man.
Let me ask you this. No, let me ask.
What's the state of our program?
When was the last time? When was the last time?
Michigan?
Hold on, Mama. When was the last time Ohio State had a recruiting class outside the top 10?
Shit, I can't remember.
Thank you. And you fucking still lost
Just
4
like
straight.
John. Hey, I couldn't remember.
It was 2000. Wait, it was 2000.
Hey, hold on though. You know what, dude, Michigan?
Can I respond?
Nah, guys, the last time Ohio State had
one at a time.
I just wanted to say this real quick. I just wanted to say this real quick. The one thing Michigan do got over Ohio State, we got General Motors, we got Ford, we got Dodge, we got Gerber, we gave you Kellogg's, you know, we gave you Everfresh, you know what I'm saying? We gave you Coney's, you know what I'm saying? Stop playing. We gave you what up though? You know what I'm saying? We gave you Cartiers. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What you talking about? My baby. Come on, man.
Yeah, Johnny.
We gave you Eminem.
Yeah, Johnny. That's that 313 shit, boy.
Yeah, we gave you. Hey, Juju.
He not from Detroit.
Eminem from Missouri.
Hey, Juju. He grew up in Detroit, though.
He grew up in Missouri.
MGK grew up in Denver. We don't claim him either, man. So,
hey, cash your question.
Well, good.
Do you think it's impressive though that Ohio State was able
to get MC Breeze, a rapper from Flint?
Do you think it's impressive that Ohio State was able to get both modern day wide receivers?
Sure. I mean, I'm not impressed with it because that's what y'all do.
Johnny,
y'all keep bragging about receivers like that matters to us.
Maze, hold on.
Well, I'm not bragging. I wasn't bragging.
Yes, you was. 4 straight, though. 4 straight. Answer that. Answer that, though. 4 straight. Answer that.
Okay.
Answer that.
Congratulations, man.
Answer that.
Damn, bro.
Congratulations.
Hey, Garrett, let me ask you a question. Hey, Jeremiah Smith. Do you think Jeremiah Smith is the best wide receiver in college football?
Yeah, hell yeah. Do you?
I think he's the best player in college football.
Okay, how come against? Last year Michigan. Do y'all think Michigan's DBs were bad? Do y'all think Michigan's DBs were bad last year?
Yeah, they said that.
I'm sorry. Stephen, what?
He got 2 PI.
Do y'all think Michigan's DBs were bad last year?
JJ got 2 PI penalties. You couldn't hold JJ.
You crazy? Those were offensive.
You didn't hold him.
He holds Quentin Johnson's face mask. Look at it.
Hold on, yo. Answer Stephen's question. Do y'all think our DBs were bad last year?
One at a time. Let me say what
I wouldn't call them
bad.
bad.
They were terrible.
No, okay. Were Michigan's DBs like without Will Johnson? Going into the game? Did y'all fear those DBs? How about that's a better question?
No.
How come Jeremiah only put up 5 for 35 then?
No. When it comes,
he got two pass interference.
One of them was an offensive pass. Both of them were actually offensive. But why 5 for 35, Richie? They were 5 for 35. He's the best player in college football, but y'all can't get no more than 35 yards out of him.
Car got hella miles.
You know, you guys talk about context. Then when somebody adds context, it's like, come on, man.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, Richie, I got you. You said it was 2 offensive pass interferences. How come they didn't get the ball to him? How come they didn't pass the ball to him in the second half?
Man, listen, I'm telling you,
can I answer?
Oh, we had him bracketed a lot.
Can I answer?
They tried to, but
you guys
one at a time.
No. So I don't think it really necessarily has to do with the talent of your corners. I think that just like Texas, they were on a very good scheme. They bracketed him all game, and it worked.
Yeah.
Like, that's smart football.
But you're the best in college, right?
You got it don't matter. You gotta give him a shot.
Maze. I agree with you guys. You gotta give him a shot. But in that game, and listen, bro, again, I think that was like on top of you guys doing what you did and winning the game. I think there's a lot of coaches.
Wait for him to finish, Tim. Wait for him to finish.
I got this question for Garrison. Now between these two wide receivers, now who will start in that the Michigan game? The freshman Jeremiah Smith or senior Marvin Harrison. Now who will start?
Marv would because of seniority, man.
Yeah, more like
Marv would because of seniority. Marv is still Marv.
Marv is overrated too.
Jeremiah Smith is a dog. Marv is not. Sorry.
Marv ain't no dog.
He's not a dog.
I think he's better.
That's a fact. Will Smith,
he single-handedly cost y'all that. He might have single-handedly cost y'all that
man's game. Lunch.
Listen, if we're saying who
and we all hold on, Richie, hold on, because y'all getting y'all feelings when we talk about y'all receivers.
Yes, y'all do. Yes, y'all do.
18 a bitch.
Hold on. Okay. Richie and Garrison.
Ryan Day a bitch. 18 a bitch.
Smith says the same thing. That he ain't no
JJ McCarthy, his dad, share a bitch.
That's fine.
I just noticed
he's undefeated against your bum ass team.
He's a good receiver. He don't got that dog in him. He doesn't. Jeremiah Smith has that dog in him. I'll say that as a Michigan fan, he does.
So wait. So what quantifies the dog? What quantifies the dog?
Effort. I want to dog you every time I get the chance.
No, hold on, Garrison. Don't be asking for definitions on the dog. You know what we mean.
It's like you know what we're talking about. If you ask that, I'm gonna be like, all right, you never played sports.
I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Knowledge.
I want
because you acting like you didn't play sports. Asking what's a dog?
I wanted to make sure we were on the same page. That's all.
Johnny,
I think it's very disingenuous to say Marv isn't a dog.
It's not disingenuous when you can watch what he did in these games.
No, wait. You said games. You said games. Oh, wait. And that's my problem. You said games. You gave up one instance off that interception from Will Johnson when he didn't go for the right away tackle and he stopped basically. Outside of that, name me another play.
He did it later on in the game.
Will Johnson's sophomore year. He
didn't what?
Johnny? He did it later on in the same game.
Garrison, I agree with that, man.
Wait. You mean on that interception on the end of the game?
Yeah, bro, his effort was lackluster.
Bro, stop.
18 a bitch.
Stop.
That Rose Bowl, that first Rose Bowl game, y'all
got hit when that ball
he outperformed.
The ball was 8 to 10 yards short. Marv was never going to stop that interception.
His effort was lackluster.
Stop it.
Talk to Zach. Talk to Zach about it. Don't talk to me. I wasn't a coach. Go talk to the coach about it.
Bro. But again, this is a disingenuous
talk to Zach about
it. Richie just agreed with it. Richie was like, he wasn't
I agree. I just can't.
Wait, and I will sit here and tell Richie he's wrong too.
Call 18 a bitch.
Like you say
it up with Zach.
Okay, bro, hold on.
Zach said it, and I agree.
Kyle McCord, he throwed it where only Will Johnson.
Marv will give up on routes, bro. This is just a fact.
Nah, this is all right. It's all right, bro.
Don't watch that.
Okay,
Garrison. Don't watch Coach Zach.
Okay, then how about that? Bro, again, I asked you because you said have it again in the game. Again, I asked you a specific question. I said name the other game where you can sit and say Marv wasn't a dog.
Me?
If he ain't, hold on. Don't say nobody say nothing. If you're at Michigan or Ohio State, what game do you want to really show that you a dog in? If you're a dog, you're gonna show up for Michigan, Ohio State.
Yelling doesn't make you right in this. Yelling doesn't make you right in this.
Say you a dog.
Yelling doesn't make you right in this. I'm asking again. I'm asking again.
What are we talking about?
Me and you are going to disagree on that second play. If you want to say that first play,
oh my!
If you want to say that first play, I can agree with you on that. I'm asking you but you said he's not a dog. I think it's like I think that's like looking
what did I say?
Like hold Johnny. I think it's
Hold on, because you keep. What did I tell you? Go talk to Coach Zach. Somebody, you, me, and Richie.
Bro,
both
I
agree
disagree
who
with
coached at Ohio State.
I disagree
Coach at Ohio State. He said he ain't a dog.
Bro, I disagree with Coach Zach. Am I not?
And I agreed.
Johnny, wait, Johnny. Johnny, you were the same person.
Johnny,
you were the same person that tells me all the time. Garrison, do not come to me and tell me what some other old Michigan fan says. Tell me what we're talking right here. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Don't come to me with Coach Zach Smith is saying. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you that I don't care what those two are saying. I don't care what you were saying, Coach Zach or Coach or Richie right here.
What are we talking about if you don't care what none of us say?
I'm asking you a very specific question. I'm asking you a very specific question.
We all know.
And I would love for you to answer it. Name the other game that you can point to of Marvin Harrison Jr. where you will sit there and say his effort was
Georgia, Penn State,
Georgia.
Whoa, hold on, not Georgia.
A real man would have got up and shook it off.
Yeah, he saw.
Even guard him.
Maze. I think that's nasty to say about someone who went stiff. I think that's nasty.
Against Georgia.
I think that's nasty about someone that went stiff.
I want to do a comparison.
Can I just jump in really fast, Johnny? I'm sorry. All this started, all Tim asked was who would start, senior Marv or freshman JJ. And I was just answering that probably Marv because of seniority. I never said Marv's a better receiver than JJ. Listen,
no, he's not better.
Marv was the fourth pick in the draft.
Nobody said he wasn't a scrub. We're talking about something internal. We're talking about something internal right now.
No. Listen, if we're talking about who's a dog and who's not, come on, we all know the answer to that, man.
And that's what we're talking about.
I think there's a difference. I think there's a difference between saying someone's more of a dog. Wait. There's a difference between someone's more of a dog and saying that someone's not a dog at all.
He's not. He's a fucking chihuahua.
Listen, man.
If you're a dog, I need to see it.
You know what, Marvin?
I just think. Hold on.
So you didn't see it against Georgia?
His first year.
Hold on.
Starting against.
I think
Penn State in Michigan, he had more yards. He had more passing yards compared to Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah had two really bad games this year. Like Texas had him one catch for 2 yards. Like I never saw Marvin have a game like that.
So
I never saw Marvin have a game like that.
Hold on, Steve.
So far, in year one, he's the better receiver.
But it don't matter. Y'all keep saying the best. It don't matter. McMillan was double teamed. People get double.
Made Marv look like a chihuahua.
Let's say JJ had a bad game against Texas. Like, damn, can people have an off game, or does everybody have 10
Nah, Richie.
No. You brought up the coverage. Ryan Williams was triple team, bro, some games, and he still caught it. Stop.
Benjamin Morrison and them had Marv looking like a chihuahua too.
Yup.
If
because y'all do it to Michigan all the time. Y'all disrespect all our players all the time.
I'm not disrespecting your players, man.
Y'all always do it. Yes, y'all do.
I just think like
y'all disrespect our players all the time. All our players
after that hit against Georgia, took a Senzu bean and got back in the game.
What you saying?
I just think like if we're gonna split hairs about being like a dog, I mean, I do think like JJ is more of a dog than Marv.
Of
like,
course, bro.
more of a dog than Marv. That's
man.
I just think.
I don't know.
No, Juju, I agree with you. If you ask me who's more of a dog, I would tell you Jeremiah.
I just think the
whole conversation was.
No, y'all said
Who would win in a
all right, you know what?
Though?
He's a dog.
He's really good. Is he a dog? Hold on. Let me break down something. James Harden is a really good player. When the playoff time comes and it's game 6, game 7, elimination, choke man. Yeah, that's him. He's not a dog. Russell Westbrook, he might brick all game, but when it's time to win and you want somebody that's gonna give every drop of what he got, that's a dog. It's two different things. You can be a really good player and still not be a dog.
Whoop,
I also want to
No,
add.
Johnny, I agree, Johnny.
I want to
I
add
know
one small
this is
thing
fact.
to it.
Do you think Garrett
I
Wilson's a
don't
dog?
think Marv is
And
that,
I'm not
though. I
saying
don't
Marv's
think
not a
Marv
dog at
Garrett
all. I'm
Wilson's
just
a
saying
dog.
there's
Yeah,
levels
I
to
know
this.
what you mean.
Do
I
you
know
think
what
Chris
you mean.
Olave is a
I
dog?
do.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do you think JSN is
I
a
like
dog?
those guys.
Absolutely
No,
not.
Jason's a
No,
dog.
Absolutely
heck
not.
no,
All
no,
right,
heck
What do you
no,
say?
Absolutely not.
Hey,
heck no.
in here I'm
JSN is
asking.
tough, man.
So in here I'm
Oh,
asking,
No, he ain't.
JSN
why
is
is
good,
Chris
man. He's
Olave a
good.
dog but Marv isn't?
He showed it.
How did he show it?
I
Who said
disagree. I
Marv?
don't think Chris Olave is a dog, but I want to
he's
bring
not.
one
He's a
element.
Chihuahua.
I
He's
want
a
to bring one
Chihuahua.
element to it that
I
I
don't
think a
know
lot of
about
people
that.
are
Marvin,
talking
but
about in
Harrison
terms of
got
dogs.
drafted higher than all those dudes.
Hold on.
Who?
I want to bring one element where I think there's a huge part of being a dog, and I think that's intensity within the player, emotion. Like when you see it, they wear it. Like JJ, they know it's a big part of it. Like even JSN brought it. Garrett Wilson brought it. Like they brought emotion. Like these players brought emotion. I think that's a huge part of it, in my opinion.
Bro, wait. You're telling me you watched Ohio State games? You tell me you never saw Marv do that?
No, I just don't think he was. I just don't think it was a lie.
I saw Marv doing
it. Hey, Garrison. I saw him sitting down in the Michigan game.
Bro,
Sitting down.
okay, again. You guys keep listen. I understand you guys are Michigan fans and we're Ohio State fans. I understand we love the rivalry. I understand we put a lot of emphasis.
He is a dog. Roman Wilson was a dog.
My thing is,
and I just don't think he was physical.
My thing is, when we sit here and act like these dudes didn't play 25 to 30 football games that we can also look at, I think it becomes a disingenuous conversation.
That part I agree with. I'm just saying,
all right. Garrison, it's okay. It's okay.
Hey,
Johnny,
Shut up, Doreen.
Hey, Johnny, this dog, I'm not an
thank you,
Ohio
Doreen.
fan.
That is a part that I was going to get to that I just didn't have time to finish.
Johnny, you lost me on that one, bro. Dog. To say Marvin Harrison is dog. Listen, in that Michigan game, they kept throwing to Marvin. In the Ohio game last year, they stopped throwing to Jeremiah.
They did.
I'm not with you on that one, bro.
Marv's only
That was McCord, man. That was
hold on.
Why you blaming the quarterback?
McCord is better than Will Howard.
You're right. But I'm saying, why did Jeremiah give me the ball?
Wait, guys. Let me get on Richie. No, Richie. No, listen. Richie, you know you my guy, but I have no problem getting on Ohio State fans.
Another reason because of all the
I can't hear him, man. I can't hear him. Go ahead, Garrison.
What does Kyle McCord have to do with Marvin Harrison Jr. being tackled while the ball's in the air and catching it with his right hand?
One play, good for him.
That has to do with Kyle McCord.
I wasn't saying it was.
What does that have to do with Kyle McCord?
Still throwing him the football.
Can I respond?
And maybe better than that.
Fight each other. Let them fight each other now.
No, because we're not. And mind you, everyone in here knows this. Everyone in here knows that I sung Kyle McCord's praises. Did I not?
Because he's a better player.
We're not gonna.
You didn't like him, Richie.
What we're not gonna do is sit here as Buckeye fans and diminish Marvin Harrison Jr., who before Jeremiah Smith was seen as the most talented wide receiver to come through Ohio State since Chris Carter. Since CC.
Can I respond?
So my thing is, when we talk about whether Marv is a dog, I refuse to have this dumbass conversation about a guy who was seen as the best wide receiver in college football as the number 4 pick in the NFL draft. What are we talking about?
I said all.
You're talking about some, but this is to give context. We're talking about somebody.
Steven brought something very good. We're sitting here talking about how much of a dog he is. Listen, Jeremiah, at the end of the day, Jeremiah was a true freshman. Marv played bracketed defenses also. And mind you, listen, hold up, Richie, here's another fun fact you might have forgotten. Emeka Egbuka was injured damn near half the season, was barely in the game.
I know. I did not forget.
Wait. Cade Stover had to be the second option. That offense in 2023 was Marvin Harrison or bust. It was Marvin Harrison or bust, and we got him the ball no matter what. Why? Because that motherfucker was always open where he got that ball. And you want to sit here and tell me that he doesn't have much of a dog in him? You want to sit here like, I love you.
Yeah,
he wore Louis V cleats.
Like Steven makes a great point in this. Y'all say
M3 on trolling mode.
Hey, don't put me in it. But yeah, Richie.
No, but Steven make a great point. Steven, make a great point. We saw Jeremiah go against two of the toughest defenses last year, and they bracketed him all game, running zone all game. He barely got the ball, and we could barely give him the ball.
Which one of them had a man purse, though?
No. For some odd reason, for some odd reason, this dude, Marvin Harrison Jr. was the only option really for Ohio State. He got the ball.
Ohio State.
Look, I'm gonna tell you
which one of them had a man purse.
I'm gonna tell you.
Let him go, Maniac. Let him go, Maniac.
All right.
Buckeye crime.
What? I don't.
Was Kyle McCord used to lock in on Marvin Harrison.
He had to.
He did, Garrison.
What do you mean he had to? You had other 5 stars. What the fuck you talking about?
Bro.
Maniac.
Bro. Wait.
All right.
Emeka Egbuka was injured half the season, was in and out of the lineup. And Cade Stover was the second option. We had to target him like that, and he was open.
You're explaining this to me like I don't know that, though. I don't understand why you're even explaining.
No, Richie, it ain't just you, Richie. It's everyone else up here.
No,
he ain't saying that. This is
No, don't bring
I'm looking at the post and looking at we beat y'all in basketball.
That's the thing.
How many 5-star receivers you had on your team, Phil? How many Garrison? How many 5-star receivers you had on your team?
What?
When? Last year?
Yes.
Right now?
The last 5 years alone.
Oh, 2023. Wait. I can't hear you.
One at a time.
Right, look, you said Egbuka was injured in and out, right?
Egbuka was the only 5-star receiver on the team.
No, you had Julian Fleming. You had Julian Fleming.
Bro, Julian didn't play that season.
Yes, he did. In 23. He fumbled in the last drive and y'all recovered. What the fuck you talking about? Oh my fucking
He was in and out of the lineup.
I think the point is
what the fuck you talking about? He played.
This is where I'm not going to like. This is where I have huge pushback. Like that room is mad talented. So I did like you throw one in. Bro, you better produce. Like I'm not gonna let it get off.
My problem. Hold on. My problem is we talk Ohio State football.
Hold on a second, man.
Hold on. This is why
Buckeye versus Buckeye. I like it.
I'm talking to Juju, but
that's my pushback.
Juju, you say that, right?
Ohio State had the receivers, but McCord was locked in on Marvin Harrison all year long.
Richie, why?
That's on McCord because
Richie,
McCord.
Why? Richie, you guys keep talking about. All right, Richie. Richie. Here's the thing. Richie, here's the problem. You keep talking about the end result without talking about how you got there. Put your
hat back on.
Put your glasses back on.
Like,
you're arguing about semantics. You're arguing semantics when really they don't matter.
Do I need to Google that word?
And this wasn't in my fucking bingo card.
Bro. Hold on a second.
I'm trying to tell y'all to let them argue.
Wait, bro. Like I'm trying to tell
chill out. Juju, chill out.
My problem is when we have this conversation. Juju, my problem with this conversation, right? You keep saying you got to throw in the wide receivers, right? Emeka was in and out of the lineup that season. He was in and out the whole season. Fleming was in and out the whole season. Mind you, Fleming he's coming up. Fleming is coming off of 2 season-ending injuries.
Right, exactly.
Where Cade
and you had Cornell Tate. And you had Cornell Tate.
Who's not a 5-star receiver.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He ended up being a 4-star. Hey, man, he ended up being a 4-star.
Hold on, because I want to rebuttal to this.
Wait, Juju. Tate was a freshman receiver. Cade Stover was the second guy on the team, bro. Wait, stop. Mind you, after the Notre Dame game, Ryan Day came out and said,
Never get along.
and when he said this, I was shocked when he said this. Ryan Day came out of the Notre Dame game after JSN got hurt and said a third of the pass plays were meant for JSN. Bro, like there's all these factors, all these injuries, and y'all acting like that's when the fuck did injuries become semantics?
Hold on though. Let me ask a serious question.
Listen, I know there was that team really wasn't that good, man. For being honest, that team really wasn't that good. And it's okay. I say that's good, I mean not good enough to win a championship. So I don't mean good. Yeah,
I wouldn't say all that.
I mean, y'all were a missed field goal away.
Didn't they hang the banner? No, we almost beat
I wouldn't
Georgia.
say all
Didn't they hang
that,
the
Richie.
banner?
Bro, 24/7 Sports had Cornell Tate as a 5-star receiver. I just sent it to you, Johnny.
Hey, M3, teach your boy about recruiting, please, about how.
Hold on. Before we get to recruit,
24/7, dummy. It's there. That's the number one recruiting. Fuck out of here. You don't know shit. 5-star receiver, fucking bums. Listen, Cornell Tate, Lord, stop using excuses. Marv Harrison was trash. Fuck out of here.
Hey, yo,
Fuck out of here.
don't disrespect us like that, all right?
Teach your boy about recruiting, please.
Secondly, Marvin
Cornell
Harrison
State wasn't a
has never
5-star.
been
Look
to
it
North
up.
Philly. That's why he's not a dog.
Bro,
What scheme did you play?
look it up. Fuck that.
Was Cornell Tate and Marvin Harrison Jr. 5-star recruits?
NFL,
No.
Yes.
it goes for the same thing
Why,
come out of
Marvin?
the high school.
All right.
Hold on.
Hold on. On 24/7 did rate Cornell Tate as a 5-star.
What's the composite, Maze?
The composite is 4-star. Yes, it is. Okay.
Oh, I go off composite.
I want to go
who
back
else
to
uses?
I get it.
He's a
I get it.
4-star. So was Marv. Marv was a 4-star too. But we did have
He was
right.
Ennis. We had Ennis.
Excuses. So we just saying excuses. That's what we're doing here.
Fleming was coming off of the injuries. Fleming was been cooked. Fleming.
Hold on, but
Fleming
my
flamed out
pushback
injuries.
is this: like in that room, right? High 4-star, 5-star. I don't really care about that. My
Right.
pushback is since y'all, as far as I can remember, bro, y'all have always preached. Yes, it does matter. Injuries matter, and it does affect. I'm not dismissing that. But what I also am going to say is what y'all always preach is next man up. Y'all have preached that for
Dude, just
years.
because it's next man up doesn't mean it works. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. Y'all have preached that.
Juju, stop.
If
Juju, stop. Wait,
if my room is that
Richie,
deep,
wait, Richie. I got
if
him.
my
I got him,
room
Richie.
is
I got
that
him.
deep, bro,
Juju.
it doesn't matter.
Just didn't work.
Juju.
You
You just said, Juju.
I'm not hearing that, bro.
You said Ohio. Well, first off, Juju, like what you're saying is disingenuous because of this. You said Ohio State says next man up. We do it. Michigan does it. Oklahoma does it. Texas does it.
That's just a
Florida does
football
it.
term, any level.
Football.
Right,
That's
which is
football.
what I'm saying.
So stop. Wait, Juju, stop. Wait. So with that being said, when I sit here and tell you the top 4 receivers that season were JSN, Marvin Harrison Jr., Emeka Egbuka, who was the second receiver actually on that, supposed to be second receiver on that team, and then you're talking Cornell Tate as a freshman, bro. And I tell you, JSN's gone for the whole season.
Yeah.
Emeka's in and out the whole season and actually missed a lot of whole games. Fleming is coming off of 2 season-ending injuries and is still in and out of the lineup. And you have
For why?
Cornell,
Why was he in and out of the lineup?
because he's injured.
Okay, go ahead.
JSN
I'm asking.
And then
I
you
didn't know
have
why he was in and out of
Cornell
the lineup.
Tate as a true freshman, bro.
JSN wasn't on the team.
Bro, in 23 year old. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about 22, but in 23, bro, like the whole team, bro, like, yes, we were focusing on Marv because I said this all season on Scarlet and Blue Show. That offense without Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to shit.
Okay.
Goes to shit.
What I'm saying is I'm giving pushback.
Wait. Oh, by the way, we had running back injuries the same way that same season. Bro, hey, Richie, you remember this. In 2023, we're all Buckeye fans not asking about Mariotti, our strength coach. We're all asking questions about him. Everybody kept getting injured.
I'm sticking to wide receiver. Look, when you were that deep, I expect you to figure it out to the degree.
Bro.
No. To the degree where you say you're locked in on one person. I expect Ryan Day in that offense and that wide receiver Brian Hartline to figure the shit out.
Bro, guys are
Hold on, man. Hang on, Garrison.
No, I'm not doing that, bro.
Yeah.
All right, wait.
You guys have talent in that room. I'm not. That's my only. That is my pushback,
Hold up, bro. Hold up.
Bro, they don't know. Like, sometimes you just
What the
lose.
fuck was that? Yo, Garrison, you got your nephew, bro?
Hey, man, sometimes you just lose. You know?
What just happened?
Like, you don't always figure it out. Ohio State lost. I don't understand.
No, I agree.
Like,
Hey, Richie, you know what's funny, Richie? I feel the
If
same way.
team
I feel the same way about Sharon Moore, right? Sharon Moore went and had two great offensive lines, right? Two Joe Moore winning offensive lines, right? And then 23, he didn't have the same, but it was still good. And then you come into this season, right? You come into this past season you guys had. Bro, it happens where
and we drilled him for that. Like, what are you talking about?
Listen. But it wasn't because of it was because of injuries, right? Where like if some of those past offensive lines you guys had, right? If it happened because of injuries, like I'll give you an example. After the Ohio State game, it was one thing to lose your left guard, right? Now, if you had lost your backup left guard, I will sit there and tell you, or if you had lost two offensive linemen instead of just your left guard, I would sit there and be like, yeah, bro, that's hard to replace. Like when Ohio State had to replace two offensive linemen this season, bro. And I'm like, and mind you, offensive line, you have more offensive linemen than wide receivers on your team. But bro, at wide receiver, bro, you don't have as many. It's kind of like Oklahoma last year lost their top 6 wide receivers. Bro,
yeah, Garrison, I understand what
that
you're
happens,
saying.
bro. It's hard.
This is why I'm only pushing. I gave you the point. I just said I pushed back a little. When you are considered the best in that room, the best coach in that room, I expected more because you're right. It was Marvin Harrison or buzz. I expected more. We all knew that. That's all my pushback is. I expected more.
What did you expect out of Carnell Tate?
That's my. He's talented. You have the best wide receiver. I don't care.
Carnell Tate isn't like a Garrett Wilson, bro. He's not.
I'm not gonna give y'all benefit of doubt when we don't get the benefit of doubt, bro. That's not what I'm gonna do.
No, and Antoine, I'm not saying we only recruit like 1 5-star, but what I'm saying is like when we talk like the 5-star receivers Ohio State has gotten, it's Jeremiah, it's JSN.
Bump the 5-star gear, so y'all get a highly touted wide receiver recruit every cycle. 2, if that, every single cycle.
Not every
That's
cycle.
my point.
Not every cycle.
Bro, Brian Hartline, we all know does not miss, bro.
No, but
rarely ever.
Bro. Hold. But this was funny, right? Here's something you don't know, actually. Okay, Brian Hartline has missed on the recruiting class. Go look at the 2020.
That's why I said hardly ever.
But what I'm saying, it happens, bro. And he missed on that one. And the next year he got Carnell Tate, and that was it. Or he only got Carnell Tate, bro. That's the only person that panned out. And there's a bunch of 4-star guys. Some of them are highly rated.
That's all I was saying. When you're that good,
Iowa,
bro.
Caleb, who was that, Richie? Caleb Iowa. Caleb from Ohio State.
Johnson.
Yeah, bro.
Caleb Johnson.
No. The wide receiver from Ohio State that went from Ohio State to Iowa. It was Caleb something. He transferred 2 years ago. Bro trash. Remember. Bro trash.
Caleb.
Like, bro, like Ohio, like we get why, bro, like dude missed. All I'm saying is, bro, that's one season we can point to, and it happened because of injuries. It wasn't because guys weren't developed.
Oh, I never argued the development.
It just happens. Honestly, it's flattering that Ohio State is like held to this type of standard.
It is.
Of course.
It is.
Wide receiver, of
you
course.
Just go
100%.
11-1 and you lose, and we're sitting here having a conversation about a season that finished 11-1, and we're talking about it like it's a mega failure. And that's the standard. Like if we're just being honest, man, there's
I get you. I'll tell you guys something funny, right?
It's really just Georgia right now that feels like this. And before Georgia, it was really just Alabama that felt like this. And before that, it was really just USC that felt like this.
Yep.
What about Clemson?
No.
Clemson too? No.
Clemson.
But there's one constant. There's one constant with the same expectation. Through everybody else's golden era.
Caleb Brown. Yeah.
There's one constant that has the same expectations year in and year out. Nobody else can say that.
And Jude, you gotta remember, bro.
What's your guys' expectation this year?
And Jude, you gotta remember,
realistic. And I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying, for example, what's your expectation this year from Michigan?
No, I agree, bro. That's not
Juju, and to add on to Richie's point, like bro, like the expectations, bro. Like yes, the expectation is the expectation. But I'll give you like a crazy, like an insane stat. So first time starting quarterbacks, like their first time starting under Ryan Day since JT Barrett, since Ryan Day was the quarterback coach and to being a head coach, the average is outside of Cal McCord is a 40 touchdown season. Cal McCord is the only quarterback at Ohio State under Ryan Day who hasn't gotten 40 touchdowns.
Right, it's a good.
But what I'm saying is, bro, it's our expectation. But I think you guys all know these are crazy expectations. Like because Juju, as a Michigan fan, you don't expect to win the national championship every year or be in it. These are different expectations between the programs.
Yeah, that goes without being said.
And
yeah,
I mean, Johnny and Mays, am I lying? Like, are Ohio State fans' expectations tougher than what you guys have for your own program?
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous.
I already said that.
The standard that y'all set don't really make sense. I mean, y'all don't live up to it.
That's why I hold it there, because y'all said it there.
No, Johnny, come on.
Y'all don't. Y'all win. Come on. Y'all win the Big Ten, but if we're talking about championships.
Hey,
Johnny,
it's definitely fair, bro.
Wait, no, Mays, no, it's not. Wait, how many programs in the last quarter century? So like 25 years.
Oh my God,
that's a long, bro. Wait, Mays.
No, but hold on.
Hold on. We can't sit here and act like 25 years isn't a long span of time.
25 years is a long span of time. However,
but I'm throwing this in with the Nick Saban era too.
Okay.
But
my
listen,
question to
both
you guys
things
is
are true.
How many programs have more national championships than Ohio State in the last quarter century?
Garrison, I'm tired of hearing this.
No, I know, but Johnny,
all I know is we got two.
Johnny.
We got two of them.
Hold on. To Johnny's point.
Well, in 25 years, we got one. But
I would say most.
Oh, he said quarter century.
I don't know. Yeah. I would say a lot of Ohio State fans will tell you when it comes to winning titles, Ohio State is underachieved.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
We're not talking about winning the Big Ten.
Yeah, but Johnny, here's the problem. We as Ohio State fans, we feel that way, and you may feel that. You probably feel that way too. My problem is when you guys try to use it as a slight when there's only one program who has been better than us.
No, bro.
There's only been one program that's been better than us.
I want you and Richie to be honest for a second.
Go ahead.
If your program had if Michigan was in your program's shoes.
No. Just stick to us. Ask me about Ohio State.
No. No. Yeah. First of all, don't tell me how to ask the question I'm about to ask. If Michigan was your program and you were fans of the other state in our shoes, what would you be saying as a fan of your program to knock the other program?
Yeah.
Right?
They squabbling out in there. Yeah.
This is just a fact, bro. The fact is this: Michigan has
was
not.
That a question or wait? Was that a question?
Answer it. Go ahead.
I get where you're coming from in terms of the banter. My thing is when we get rid of the banter, the rivalry banter, right? And we choose to be strictly college football fans and talk about the sport as it is.
Right.
I think it's a dumb conversation, and I understand it. I think it's in terms of rivalry banter, but I think it's a dumb conversation to talk about Ohio State and how many championships they've been to when only Alabama the last 25 years has been to more and one more, and then no one else has been to more than Ohio State. Like I would tell you, we underachieved. Jim Tressel losing back-to-back national championships that shouldn't have happened. We weren't going to win that Florida game, but we should have won that LSU game. If Beanie Wells doesn't get hurt,
I don't think Beanie Wells is not the reason y'all didn't win.
Wait. Maybe you guys just have a short memory. Go see what Beanie Wells was doing to them and what happened when he got hurt.
Bro, he took one like what 80 or something.
Right? Come on, bro.
No, Johnny.
Guys,
No,
I wanna
Johnny.
visit something.
No, he was ranked all over them and ranked through them.
Wasn't better than LSU, man.
Hold on.
I didn't say we're.
Oh,
I don't think the better team always wins.
And
Hold
wasn't
on,
better
Garrison.
than Florida. But that listen, man, that Florida team was strapped that Tressel lost to in 07.
Wait, hold on.
Y'all were better. Y'all were better than that Florida team.
Not in the trenches. Not in the trenches.
We were
not in the trenches.
I want to go back to something because I want you to be consistent, Garrison. Because you said that Beanie Wells. You said that Beanie Wells was hurt, right?
No, he got hurt and he got taken out of the game.
Okay. So you feel like if he hold on.
Yeah, bro. I'm saying look at the score at that time.
Hold on, let me get through it. If you feel like if he played, then they win.
I think that if he played,
he did play.
Okay, hold on.
In my opinion, I think we win that game because at the time we had a quarterback that we couldn't put the game on, and we would have taken the time of possession because at that time LSU was also a time of possession team. So
what was that kid's name? Hester.
Hester. So when we
dominated,
because there's a second part.
So when we couldn't move the ball anymore, it had to rely on our shitty quarterback. The game was over.
Okay, now I want to take it back to when I was on your show.
Okay.
And I brought up during the season, I said, if we have a quarterback, we win. We do not lose 5 games. We lose 2 games. And you told me.
No, I said I don't know. I said I don't know.
No.
I said I don't know.
No,
I said I don't know. No, Jude,
me,
you can't
bro.
do that. I said I don't know that. No, you said no, Jude. This is what happened. You said we would have won 3 of those games. My response to you was, I don't know that.
Well, then I don't know. Like you can't say
That's
that.
fair.
Then.
No, bro, it's my opinion. I think that if he was still in that game, we would have won. That's just my opinion. I didn't say it's a fact. It's my opinion.
Okay.
Garrison, we wasn't equipped to beat them teams.
Not with that court, bro. Again.
But you know what?
I believe sometimes when you have a player above all other players, your team doesn't have to be like I'll give you an example. I think DJ Lagway is so good that I think that Florida's going to win a lot of games this year that they shouldn't win. I think some guys are just. I think some guys are that good.
I think DJ's that
to where they can lead their team to a victory. Like I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example, Richie. 2015 Ohio State in that playoff run. If Zeke isn't on that team, we ain't winning that. I'm telling you.
Oh no! What? No way.
And that's why I'm saying about Beanie. I believe if Beanie was in that game, we win.
Yeah, but that whole team was strapped.
Garrison is trash. Why do you have him on?
Yeah, no.
Hey, defending the natty. Tell your mom to have the chicken ready when I get home.
That's crazy.
I know it's crazy. Don't listen. I'm very respectful. Don't talk to me. I won't talk crazy to you.
You know what I don't like
I'm just
about
giving
when
shit,
you
bro.
guys say,
I know, Juju. I know you are.
I'm just trying to
You know what
instigate,
I don't
bro.
like, man, is when
Personally,
you guys say
Garrison.
if we had a quarterback, we wouldn't have been 7-5. But
What year? Oh,
I think he's talking about Michigan last year.
Oh yeah, I like this conversation.
yeah, but like when we say shit like if Marvin Harrison don't get knocked out of the Georgia game, we would have won. That's an excuse. But when
that's
guys say
that's
we
along
would
the
have
lines
won
of what I'm
7-5,
saying.
if
A
we had
dog would have got up.
But no,
I
but
think that's a
not
little
the
bit
point.
different.
Oh,
I think
I wouldn't use that example, but I
it was a reach. It was a reach. You tried. Hold on. That was
I know
a
where
reach.
you're trying to get at.
You tried.
Rich, you're right.
That's a hell of a reach. That's a hell of a reach.
it is. I don't think. Listen, Marvin Harrison getting knocked out of the game is more of a legit reason.
Y'all lost
than
that
not
game because Ryan Day didn't run the ball.
No, it's not.
He just tried to play action pass, and then got sacked.
No, we lost that game.
We lost because we ain't have a kicker.
Guys,
Thank
we
you.
lost that game.
That's the real reason.
Wait, no, we lost that game because Jim
I did a review on this because it was boneheaded. Ryan Day, Ohio State was up, and they were going for the game sealing. This is to seal the game.
Yep.
And Ryan Day, it's a 3rd and 1. No, it's a 2nd and 1. First down, they got like 8 or 9 yards. Georgia territory. Ryan Day tries to pass. CJ Stroud gets sacked.
I remember
loses like, I don't know, 10 yards or something like that. Then the next play, they try to a little screen, doesn't go. If he runs that ball on second down, I'm running it second and third down.
Thank you.
There's only like 3 minutes left.
Johnny, did you see
out of here?
Can I ask a question?
Ryan Day,
Can I ask a question?
he gave he gave Georgia the chance to get the ball back and win by doing what Ryan Day has done until last year.
Did you see the kick? Did you see the kick?
Wait,
That
Richie,
comes after the bonehead
But we
play.
still had a chance to
That
win
comes
the game.
after.
Wait, can I
This
ask
is
a
before
question?
then. This is way before then.
Wait,
all these
Johnny.
mistakes led up to the bad kick.
Johnny, can I ask a football question? Wait, hold on. I want
He
a question
wasn't
for all the
making
guys in
that
here.
kick from 7 yards out.
Wait.
bro.
I have a
No,
question.
this has nothing to do with the kick. This has to do with clock management.
Johnny, look, man, they blew 2 14-point leads, man.
I know. Partly because he didn't run the ball on second and 1 to kill the clock. This is coaching stuff, Richie. This is the stuff I really love because it's mismanaging the game. You're deciding to pass it when you should run it. Football 101, man. Might I add?
I agree. Johnny, can you imagine how hard of a decision that is? After you just seen your quarterback get sacked, what if he gets sacked again? You're out of field goal range.
No. My point is, on that second down, he should have ran it. It was second and 1. He should have ran it.
I agree. Oh yeah.
And he gets sacked on second down, and then they get like a couple yards on third, and now you're in a bad situation, and Georgia's getting the ball back.
Guys,
well, he was staying aggressive. See,
you can say it's armchair quarterback, but that's what we do. We're not coaches. That's all we can do.
I know. No, I agree. We just do it in hindsight, and it's probably
this is a problem they had with third and shorts and things like this before. Also,
yeah, I want to
because they were going to wipe the floor with TCU, and then we were going to have to listen to them talk about how they beat the team that beat us. On top of winning the national championship.
Rich, I want to ask a question.
That would have been horrible.
Ryan Day is a couple bounces away. And listen, you're going to say it's excuses, and I'm not even making excuses. They lost them games. They lost.
Right.
But I'm just telling you, he's a couple bounces away from having the most ridiculous resume anybody's ever seen through 6 years of coaching.
That's great.
I'll be there.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead, Garrison.
On second and 1, right?
Yes.
There's not Johnny.
There's only about 3.5 minutes left now.
Okay. You talked about coaching.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it's a normal thing in coaching when it's second and 1, knowing that if it's a third and 1, you probably have the chance to run it for 2 more downs on third and 4th to get that 1 yard. It's a pretty normal thing to try and.
When I'm trying to kill the clock, not when I'm trying to kill the clock.
And then hold real quick. Then I want to say, well, here's the thing. I want to point this out to you guys.
It's not third quarter.
Ohio State that season
was fourth quarter.
Ohio State was known that season for giving up a bunch of big plays, as we saw against your guys' team too. But in that Georgia game, we give up a lot of big plays. I mentioned this before. 14 points.
This man really slid that in there. Pause.
14 points with a whole quarter to go for a team like an Ohio State, Georgia. 14 points isn't much if you get a touchdown, a stop, and it's not a lot. That's why I think, like, hindsight 2020, like Richie said, you might say, yeah, second and 1, do that. I think Ryan Day knew what the situation was with his defense, and he's trying to do that. And get ahead of the score. Also,
he was just staying aggressive, man.
Also, when
my point is, in that
there's a difference between aggressive and reckless.
Wait, hold on, real quick. I swear I'm almost done.
Let him finish.
Also, when we talk about why we lost that game, guys, for me, this is really simple. Again, 14 points in a high leverage game that's that talented isn't many points to me. I think that at the end of the day, we lost that game by how much? Georgia missed 2 field goals in that game. Georgia missed 2 field goals in that game. So if everything's played out equally, guys, it ain't like Ohio State's gonna win that game still. So at the end of the day, bro, I think Georgia was just a better team, and I think all that I think Ryan Day was just trying to get ahead of the score. It's not like our defense gave up a lot of plays.
Georgia was a better team.
My point
Georgia
is,
was a better team.
I don't want to give Georgia the chance to have the ball. You could have milked the clock like Michigan has done to you in the last few years.
Ohio State was a better team than Michigan this year.
Georgia doesn't have the time to come back because you've killed the clock.
You know what?
There's a difference between being reckless and being aggressive.
Exactly.
That was reckless to me.
Wait,
Being
you
a
guys,
good-
you guys said it was the fourth quarter. Wait, you said it was 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter when we were up by 14?
No.
I don't think it was 14.
He's talking about when this would have been the game sealing. They had already come back again. This one was tighter again now.
Yeah.
But either way, what he's saying that you guys were up 14 multiple times in that game, though.
Twice, and I'm
Yeah,
right. No,
okay.
I said in the third quarter,
right,
and in the fourth quarter, and I said, mind you, in the fourth quarter when we were up by 14, who had the ball? Georgia. That's why I'm saying dude, 14 points isn't a lot,
bro.
Like 14, like you. This isn't Ohio State versus Marshall. This is Ohio State versus Georgia.
No. I get it. Georgia was better than y'all. I'm not even arguing against that. They were a better football team than Ohio State.
I'm talking about how 14 points isn't a lot.
I agree with you. I agree with you,
Garrison, bro. We not gonna act like you didn't slide that little slick comment in
What did I say?
about our defense last year, bro.
Wait, what?
Hey, bro,
He said y'all give up a lot of big plays like y'all last year.
No. I said we give up a lot of big plays to you guys that year.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
no.
You said
hey, Juju, y'all be looking to get mad at me, bro.
Nah, I was gonna laugh because I was gonna be like, bro, how many big plays we give up to y'all?
Garrison, 14 points that's a lot. That's a big lead, man.
No, it ain't not. It's a
14
big
points.
That is a big lead, bro. To teams with that
Stop. 14 points is not a big lead between teams like that.
It's supposed to be insurmountable, man.
That's not.
Yeah, Garrison.
That's not a big.
No,
lead.
that would be not a big lead to teams who aren't as talented.
What about 14? What about 14 points twice? What about 14 points in the fourth quarter?
All right, Richie. So look, I'm gonna say it again for you, my brother. The first time Ohio State was up by 14 points was in the third quarter. The second time Ohio State was up by 14 points was with 14 minutes left in the fourth, with Georgia having the ball, bro. And we have a defense that gives up big plays against a team that can get big plays. 14 points in a game like that when you don't have a defense is not a lot.
Jim Knowles cost us a natty.
Yes.
What you can't do is be up 14. You just took back all the
Georgia
momentum
scored
in the
18
game,
in the fourth.
M3 looked defeated as fuck, 70-yard pass.
Because he ready to get on this war zone. Y'all keep talking.
He immediately gave up a 70-yard touchdown.
I'm gonna look at the game log. Don't worry. I'm gonna look at the play-by-play.
All right, go ahead.
Please, bro. Don't save us. Here's the thing. What Johnny said though is the truth. If Ryan Day, instead of doing the play action and your quarterback getting sacked on 2nd and 1, and I get it that this is hindsight and we have the benefit of it, but in that situation where you're trying to kill clock, it makes sense to keep the clock going. Now, granted, the sack kept the clock going, but if you run it and don't get anything, you run it again and don't get anything, then you can still run it again. You see what I'm saying? You get behind the chains though, and now we're looking at something completely different. Now, I also agree with you. If you have 2nd and 1 throughout any other portion of the game, that's a perfect time to do the play call that Ryan Day called, right? Like, let's try to see what we can get.
Yeah.
However, in a situation where we're 3 minutes or under and we're trying to kill this clock while also trying to put away this team that's better than us on paper, then what we should do is run the football on 2nd and 1, 3rd and 1,
right?
Maybe even 4th and 1.
Okay,
but at that
guys,
point,
I have it right here. Okay, I have it right here. The first time Ohio State was up by 14 was 21-7 in the second quarter with 12 minutes left. So that's the first one, mind you. Georgia scored on the next drive, so it's turning out the 7-point game. The next time it became a 14-point game was Ohio State hitting a field goal with 2:30 left. With 2 minutes left in the third quarter. After that, Georgia gets the ball, gets a field goal in the fourth. That makes it so in the beginning of the fourth, it's an 11-point game. Guys, 14 points. So it was 14-point game in the fourth quarter at no point. until they get the field goal. Like,
bro, you're arguing a different. Who's arguing?
No.
against you?
What I'm arguing is that 11 points you're talking about, bro. Like,
a 2-score game in the fourth quarter, Garrison, with a competent football team.
You need to close that.
Elite football team like Ohio State.
And
you need to close, no?
M3, I agree with you.
All you have to do is not give up 70-yard touchdowns.
Bro,
at
I
that
agree.
point.
I agree with you, but
Literally
I'm telling you that's on the defense. I'm telling you, at the end of the day, can you understand when your defense can't get a stop and you're up by 14 points, you end up having to kick that field goal, but on 2nd and 1, but you're trying to stay ahead of the game.
That's even more the reason to control the clock,
you then to run the football for 3
downs to control the clock.
Again, you guys said you're trying to run the clock out. I don't believe at that point in time Ryan Day was trying to run the clock out. He's trying to put points on the board.
No, bro. We agree. We both agree. Do you think you couldn't have gotten a yard for 3 downs?
No, he could have.
It depends because I mean that game, Dallin Hayden was our leading rusher for 8 rushes.
He wasn't concerned with the first down at that point. He was concerned with getting more yards,
trying to get points when he should have been worried about killing that clock.
But Johnny, that's hindsight. Johnny. But if it worked the other way, Johnny, you wouldn't be saying that. We're saying that, bro.
I'm gonna praise you. Okay, we're screwed. Ryan Days won the championship and everything. But when I'm watching the game and rewatching it over, I'm watching and I say, this moment right here cost Ohio State.
That will cost us the game. That is not what cost us the game. That is not what cost us.
That's how I think. Wait. You know, and even if it was Johnny. Michigan, just like with Michigan, it was TCU. When we played TCU, there was when we were trying to come back, and Harbaugh was lackadaisical. They were just how can I said this is the reason why we lost this game. That's what I do. I'll pick out a moment where I say this is it. This is why we lost.
DJ Turner is why we lost.
Can I ask you a question?
See? Now, maybe say DJ Turner. You got a good point.
Let me ask a question. If Ryan Day runs the ball, if Ryan Day runs the ball on 2nd and 1 and gets the first down,
right?
Does getting that first down secure?
There's only like 3 minutes left.
No, bro.
There wasn't 3 minutes left in the game. Stop saying that.
Yes, I got it right here, and I was wrong. Hold on. I'm about to break it down because I've got it right here.
When Ryan Davis passed that,
let me tell you what's going on. Hold on, I got it right here. Bro.
The last drive, Johnny.
This is
the last drive.
No, this isn't the last drive. This is what I'm saying. It's 41-35, and Ohio State. CJ Stroud gets 5 on first down. Then 2nd down. It was 2nd and 5. My bad. It wasn't 2nd and 1. It was 2nd and 5. CJ Stroud gets sacked and loses 12 yards. Now it's 3rd and 17. There's 2 minutes and 49 seconds left in the game.
Yes.
And then incomplete pass. Boom. Clock stops. 2:49. Then he makes the field goal at 2:43. So if you get the first down, it's almost one more first down and it's ball game, bro.
How many timeouts did they have left in that game, Georgia?
I don't know if it's going to tell me that.
Probably won't tell you that. Well, actually, it will tell you that. It does tell you that. It says when people call timeouts. Again, like, bro, I don't blame.
No, that's not a guaranteed. I'm not saying guaranteed, but that drive was huge.
Even then, Garrison, you take their timeouts away from them. That's strategy.
Bro, again, at the end of the day, when I look at it, right, I don't blame the law. There's too many things in that game to sit there and blame it on that. At the end of the day, this is what I know. Our defense kept giving up big plays. We didn't have a run game. Marvin's out of the game. And Georgia missed 2 field goals. So at the end of the day, bro, the better team just won.
Okay.
Like I don't. It's not that hard for I get it, bro. I get it, bro. Everyone wants to hang on this and hang on that, bro. The better team won.
So I wanted to ask you if he was going.
Can you tell your fan base from 2021 through last season? The better team won every time in late November.
I think in 2022 and 2023, I think those teams are better.
You ain't think we were better in 21?
21 was the year we got down.
Y'all had no defense.
No, but I think they should still win that game. I do. You asked me.
Whoa, that's wild, bro.
You asked me my opinion, bro.
Mute his microphone.
Because
wait,
like
so you're
you swore up at like
so M3, you're mad at the fact that I said 2 of those 3 teams.
I'm upset at the fact that you said.
I'm not mad. I'm just shocked because like,
I am.
The other year, literally
in 2021,
like,
your defense was atrocious, and you're saying to me and to everyone else here
that defense was
y'all should have beaten us.
Bro, especially the dominated aspect of it, because like if you looked at the other years, no years were dominated like 21. 21 was complete domination.
Well, when you say domination, you mean your offense had domination.
We kicked your ass on both sides of the field in 21.
Juju. See, wait, 1 second, Mace. With 4 minutes left, it was an 8-point game.
That doesn't tell the story of time of possession. That doesn't tell that.
No, bro, you can't take out one stat and say that's why it's a domination. Bro, Ohio State was down by 8
on
points.
both sides of the ball. On both sides of the ball, you're gonna tell me.
But you're gonna have more time possession. That's how your offense runs. What are we talking about?
Oh my god.
The
defensive line.
That's a dishonest conversation. That's like saying, "Oh, we have more rush attempts than you guys. You guys will always have."
Okay, you're gonna tell me that our defensive line didn't kick Ohio State's ass. That's what you're telling me in 21,
bro. When an offensive line has time, when an offensive line, the only way
that is the only year I can point to both sides of the ball.
Juju, the only way you throw for damn near 400 yards is if you have time,
bro.
How many times was he sacked in that game?
I think 4.
4.
Hey, don't come up here and straight face this.
M3. How many snaps in a football game?
No, it's a bunch. What I'm saying, bro,
and they were all like third down. They were big time sacks.
Wait.
How many? Okay. Let me say this. How many times did he drop back to pass? How many times did he drop back to pass, Garrison?
Big moment. Look, Garrison, in every single big moment of that game.
How many times did he drop back to pass?
I'll pull it up for you right now.
Please pull it up.
Because in every single big moment of that game, bro, he were either sacked or our offensive line was dominating their
Steve,
defensive
of course
line.
you would say that. Why didn't the better team win, Steve?
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Everyone in here play football, right?
Yeah.
Does the better team always win? Okay,
that's what you just said.
You said Georgia. You said Georgia was the better team that time.
I thought you were talking about the Michigan. I thought you were talking about the 2021. Well,
why are you going to say we better?
Hey, so CJ Stroud, right?
Okay, how many times you drop back to pass?
49.
He threw the ball 49 times in that game? God.
He couldn't run. Yeah. He had to, bro.
Right, I remember he had almost 50 and he almost 400.
In the second, well, because you guys got to see, hold up. That's what I'm saying, bro. You guys got to.
How many times was he sacked?
Oh, by the way, he completed 34 of those.
How many points did he score? How many points did he score?
But he had 2 interceptions that game.
There you go.
He had no interceptions
because they couldn't run the. Because again, like I said, when you play a bend don't break defense, when it matters is what I'm saying. When it matters, we played a bend don't break defense in 21. We stouted up in the red zone, and when it matters, can your offensive line dominate in the red zone? That's all that matters. And you didn't. We dominated you in the red zone.
Bro,
you kicked field goals.
I just sat here and told you I think your offensive line dominated. My thing is that
no. I'm talking about the defensive line too.
Bro,
on both sides of the ball.
Listen, when a team is down by 8, with less than 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, with a chance to get a stop, that's not a domination, bro.
Oh, bro. I said in the biggest moments.
And
again,
I don't know why they don't have the defensive stats.
That is my point. In the biggest moments in the red zone, they dominated on both sides of the ball.
I can you guys find the sack numbers? ESPN doesn't have it.
He was sacked 4 times, I believe.
He said, Hutchinson had 3 of those.
Aiden Hutchinson had 3, and David
and then Ajabo had 1.
That was crazy, brother. Yeah. That whole game, their tackle. Hey, y'all remember that? The tackle was talking crazy the whole game. Put him on his ass. That shit was crazy.
I don't know, bro. I put on the show that game. I just think
those are best tackles.
I just think it's disingenuous to sit here and say a team got dominated.
And they had Ohio
State couldn't and mind you, Ohio State threw the ball that many times.
This is what I'm saying specifically
because we couldn't run. And because we didn't the clock was ticking, you had to score fast, and the best way.
So it's not running the ball. It's not running the ball domination. You can't.
This is what
You dominate on the line.
Because I've seen teams like in air raid that don't throw the ball at all and still win
but
games.
you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying in the biggest moments, red zone when it matters, because we played a bend don't break defense.
Juju,
that side of the ball we
Juju,
dominated in the
I agree with you,
offensive side.
Juju, and that's why I said in the red zone you had to be able to run the ball. We couldn't run the ball in that game. I think
if Garrett Wilson doesn't turn into David Copperfield and start making magician style catches, that game is uglier than it was.
Right,
Garrison, how many yards on the ground did we average? If you have it pulled up, how many yards did we average?
Hold on, Garrison. This is why you being disingenuous.
Wait. Let me answer his question real quick. Okay. Hassan Haskins by himself had six. He had a great game. Let's call it. He had a great game. And then
Blake Corn ripped off like 50 yards on 2 carries though.
He had 87 yards with long of 55. And then
you can just go Haskins because he broke 2
again, bro. Like, I'm not defending our defense. I just don't think like when I look at the game cast, right? If I sit here and look at the score throughout each quarter, right? Like it was like no one's being dogged. I'm sorry. You were gonna say why am I disingenuous?
Yeah, I was saying you were being disingenuous because I believe that was Travion Henderson's freshman year, which was arguably his best year on campus. Correct? When he was just running through everybody.
No,
at that
was
point.
that was not last year. Was his best year on campus. He had more.
That's crazy.
Technically he had help, but
I really don't understand why people have trouble with Travion, bro. He's a one cut outside back. He's never went off against us. He's killed everyone else.
I get it, but what I'm saying is the first you can argue this year was his best year, even though a lot of the times he really didn't. I mean, he had co-starters, so I'll say that. So, but here's my thing: the first year you had Travion Henderson, he was really running through the entire Big Ten at that point before he got to us. By the time he got in there,
it wasn't so much that he was running through the Big Ten. He would get like less than 15 carries a game, and he would break off a bit. Like we didn't.
Well, I'm not saying like Melvin Gordon running through the Big Ten. Of course,
he had a great freshman year.
Yeah, he had a great freshman year. He had like 1,400 yards or something like that.
No. Travion had a great freshman year.
Yeah. His coach was Tony Alford, by the way.
Exactly.
Who's gonna be the Burks?
He got to us because that week before y'all had absolutely obliterated Michigan State. Like y'all put like what 60 on them. Could have put 70 on them in the first half if you really want to.
We put up it was 41-0 at half.
Yeah, and y'all really called the dogs off. You called the dogs off in the second half because that really could have got a lot uglier than it did. I give you that.
Could have got real shot.
That's what I'm saying, Buckeye Knight. Like he's a one cut back. Like he's a knot between. He cuts it out every time. I've never seen him cut inside.
Who you talking about? Travion?
Yeah, I've never seen that kid cut inside.
He don't got no vision. That's Travion's problem.
Wait. He doesn't have vision.
Travion Henderson does not have any vision.
So wait, bro. You do understand that screen pass he had was all vision.
Travion's cacadoodle.
Listen, bro. The sun shines on a dog ass 2 times. Every now and then, bro. Like I'm not.
Hey, Maniac.
Wait, Texas was a dog team.
Johnny, drop in.
Maniac, download Warzone.
Get off of here.
Garrison, why is it every time OSU loses a game, there's an excuse? Why you just can't say, yo, they were the better team, we blew it? Same way the TCU game, Michigan blew it. Michigan blew that game.
DJ Turner blew it, Maniac.
Wait, can I ask you a question? In 2022,
that fucking trick play at the beginning of the game.
In 2023, Michigan was better. In 2022, Georgia was better. In 2020, Alabama was better. What are you talking about? Like
2022, Michigan was better.
I mean, we had a lot. Yeah, we had a lot of better teams that just didn't beat.
Unapologetic. He never has a reasonable take.
So you just sat here and said
he has biased takes.
Wait, you just
everything is biased.
You just sat here and said that I can admit when a team is better than us by just
no. Do you play? Of course, the 2020 because nobody was gonna beat that Alabama team. But after that, you it's an excuse.
I just said 2022 Michigan, 2023 Michigan, 2022 Michigan were better.
Okay.
Oh,
but I want to
finally.
So why isn't it 2021 then?
Bro, why do you care so much that I don't agree with you on that one?
Because y'all was
Because it
soft that
matters,
year.
Harrison.
Well, y'all was soft for the last 4 years.
Listen, we're not gonna agree on that 2021 thing. So outside of
No, I'm
that,
asking why though. If
2021, Cade was a better quarterback than
Juju, I'll answer your
CJ.
question, Juju. I'll answer your question, Juju. It's like, and this is an opinion. We can't go back and do this, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm just asking why.
I think Ohio State would have had a better chance of beating that Georgia team than you guys would have. I think that like the rivalry game I set aside for its own. Like I try to tell people this all the time. Like the Ohio State Michigan game is right here. The championship's right here. Everybody else is right here. I separate those three things. I believe that Ohio State that season would have fared better against that Georgia team or anyone else highly rated that season than you guys would have.
No, you did in 21. In 21,
I think we would. Have.
I think
no, you wouldn't.
I think schematically we're a better matchup for you
Congrats.
guys.
And guess what?
I think there's something to that.
Styles make fights.
I feel like hold on.
Yeah,
I feel like y'all
offensively-
couldn't. I feel like y'all couldn't defend TCU's wide receivers. So how's that?
Bro, I promise you, we
I
promise you,
They
Ohio
would have
State.
wiped the floor.
No,
with
bro,
TCU, to be
Ohio
honest
State.
with you.
Hey, listen, Ronnie, TCU might have scored 20, 30 points. Ohio State was going to drop 50 or 60 on them.
I will say this. In 21, I do think that Michigan was tailored to beat Ohio State that year.
I mean,
right?
This is why I
And-
disagree with him on the Georgia thing, and because that year, because they were a better souped up version of us. They ran this like
They ran man to man.
Yes, but they were better.
Yeah, but they
the way
front
they were
seven.
built inside
they-
in the trenches. They were
Bro.
a better version of us in 21.
Bro, you wouldn't Travion made out of glass. Travion made out of glass. Henderson, he would have done nothing against that Georgia defense. Trust me. Trust me.
But I think Ohio State has showed throughout, and specifically through Ryan Day's tenure.
All right, Garrison, tell the people where they can find you.
Oh, thank God. All right.
Like they didn't get their ass whooped by fucking Alabama the year before.
So, well, everyone, you can listen. Everyone knows where to find me, man. You can find me on Ohio State, the Boys College Football, on Mondays and Thursdays if you want to call in, like Juju does, and spew whatever.
Giving biased takes as always. Ohio State is the greatest. Ryan Day is the greatest bum. Now he's a bum. Now I'm gonna troll you all the time. He's a bum.
I told you, bro. I keep telling you, bro. As much as you want to talk to me and say my name, I'm never gonna.
I don't care what you. I don't care. I'm gonna say whatever I want. Your team is fucking trash. 4 years in a row. Fucking
I'm not
bum.
gonna lie to you, Maniac. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. If you were trying to plug something, I wouldn't go out of my way to interrupt you.
Good. That's good. You so corny, bro. You're a fucking dweeb. That's what you are. You're corny ass jokes.
Johnny.
You know what he is, Garrison? You that spoil kid. They're right. You so badly. I know you want to say, hey, Maniac, shut your ghetto ass up, right? Because you don't know nothing about that. You fucking cornball.
Oh my God.
I got feelings from the. All right, Maniac. All right, no. It's fine. No, listen.
No, it is fine. It is fine. Because you take shots, bro, and I be letting you rock. You think you slick, bro. You got to watch your mouth. You another one. You slick with your mouth.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Smile, you fucking doof.
So this Johnny, don't say anything, Johnny. It's okay. Johnny, don't say anything. Don't say anything. It's okay.
Johnny, my fault, Johnny. I'm gonna call you later. My bad. That's not me. You know that's not me. But this dude, I'm tired of his mouth. He's real slick and he play victim all the time.
No. This is the first thing I'm gonna say, right? So the one thing I'm never gonna do on this, on anyone's platform, I'm not gonna come out here and try go anyone's character. I'm not gonna do what you do like that. What I will say
because you know what? I let it rock. Garrison, that's how you've been your whole life. I could tell.
Maniac,
you like to do that, bro.
Johnny, do I get personal with y'all? Do I get personal like that?
Well, with me, I didn't say that. Why you always want to say somebody's name? You always do that. Juju, Johnny, Juju, Johnny, Juju, Johnny, Juju, Johnny.
This is y'all, man.
Come on, bro.
This is y'all, man. Listen, bro.
It's you. It's only you.
I let you talk, bro. All I'm gonna say to you.
I love this show, bro.
Fuck out of here. He always right. He got always the answers. Fuck out of here, bro. He'll fucking dweeb.
Well, Mama are locked in down there. What the fuck?
Listen, bro. I got no problem with him stating however he wants to talk to me, whatever he wants to says. Usually I think I saw some Michigan fans in here saying this. They know I keep a very calm demeanor. I try to stay very even kill.
Thanks, dude.
Maniac, I'm gonna sit here and say this to you. Please never tell me how to talk. Please never tell me to watch my mouth. You don't have the vocabulary I have. You don't have the mental I have. You don't have the possibility of even explaining these things I can on football. You don't have the mentality I have. You don't have the tenure in this game that I have. You never played this game as long as I did. You didn't play at the level I did at any level from Pee Wee to college. You didn't do that to me. So to be quite honest with you, for me to like the thing is, you don't need to play the game of football to talk football. But the truth of the matter is, brother, I don't think you're even qualified to talk to me about it.
Yeah,
And the reason is because I think you get biased takes. I can sit up here with Juju and tell Juju, bro, you're right about that with Michigan. Maniac, you're right. I mean, Maze, you're right about the Johnny. You're right. Marmon, you're right. John Bravo, you're right. I sit here and do that all the time. I do it on my show. I'm the guy that goes up against more Ohio State fans and defends Bryce Underwood. That's the Buckeye fan I am. So when you sit here and if you want to criticize anything I had to say about football, that's completely fine. I don't mind that. But please, please, please be very, very smooth about how you talk about with people that you really don't know in person. That was one of the reasons why I had no intentions on really meeting you in Ann Arbor, where I really didn't want to go. Even if I did meet you, I didn't want to meet you because I think you give off goofy ass energy. I think you have something else that you need to deal with when it comes to me. For some odd reason, you have a big ass crush on me, and I don't know why. But with that being said,
man, y'all gotta run the
What
alcohol.
Have a good weekend.
I don't know
that shit was wild,
the
bro.
game and I'm mad. Just stop. Because you playing the game and I'm mad.
The problem is you guys sit here and let him talk.
It's okay, Johnny.
You sit here and let him go anywhere off of football and disparage. Well, let's just be honest here, disparage me and say whatever he wants to fuck say about me. When in all reality, there's no reason to be doing that. And so that's why, like when people ask, "Oh, Garrison, why you block this person?" Because I have no problem with talking football. I might actually let you get away with saying crazy shit to me. But all show, I let him get away with that shit. All show. I'm just saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, I just don't. No reason to get personal. Step
wrong.
out of it. I agree with that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Let y'all go.
No, I was trying to let him say what he was gonna say, and when I cut it, this is the thing. If I try to cut off Boxing Maniac from talking, and you say no, let him go. Don't blame me, bro. Didn't I just try to stop him and say, "Hold on, Maniac"? Garrison said, "Let him go," so I let him go.
Yeah, I think he had some shit to say at the end. That's why he let him go.
But you get what I'm saying?
That he wanted to say.
I let people talk for the most part. If it gets too disrespectful, then I try to calm it down. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm trying to stop it and you say let him talk, then don't blame me.
I do think people get outside of themselves. Look, here's the thing, man.
Yeah, emotions run.
Everybody is a fan of who they a fan of, whatever, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't have to like stray into this like personal, attack thing. This is worse than Crips and Bloods up here. Sometimes it's crazy. Maniac is my brother, and I got love for him. That's my guy. I'm gonna have a conversation. Garrison, the same thing. Like, this is my guy. Like, before Maniac was on my show, ever came on my show, Garrison was in those comments. Garrison was popping up. We had a relationship. You know what I mean? So I want that to be clear. I want it to be clear that, Johnny, myself, whoever, like, we trying to have these spaces where everybody can express themselves and talk and stuff like that. But at the same time, bro, we can't stray over into these like unnecessary ass back and forth where you name calling me and I'm name calling you. It's not supposed to be that. Like, it is strictly about the football, bro, at the end of the day. And anything other than that is uncivilized. But anyway, follow me everywhere at Maze Madman. Be sure to check out the channel. Tomorrow we are live with Dre Fame of Hellgate. Come on over. It should be a good time. Johnny, salute to you for holding these things every Sunday.
Yes,
and peace to everybody in the chat.
We'll see you there tomorrow, boy.
Go ahead, Juju. You want to tell anybody where you're gonna be or whatever?
Yeah, on Twitter you can find me at _Jew 6. That's really where the main thing is over there. I'll be on Twitter active with everyone who be on Twitter. But that's really it. It's been a great show. Appreciate you for having me up. I was here probably the whole 3 hours, I think. So are we gonna be back at it next Sunday? You hosting it again?
Yeah.
And you gonna be on TJ show?
Yeah, I'm on with TJ every Thursday now.
Every Thursday now, yes, and I'll be there too. And Tuesday if you're in the chat. So,
Got you.
So salute to you again for having me on, and go Blue. Bro.
Go Blue. Ronnie, you got something to say?
Yeah, salute to you, Johnny. You know, I'm a big fan of the channel. I got here a little late, so but big ups to everybody who hits the panel and everybody watching. You know, at the end of the day, we all just fans, so just everybody just respect everybody's personal space, and fanhood. You like who you like. It's entertainment is subjective. You like who you like, and you like who you don't like. So, as far as following me, I mean, I guess I'm on Twitter. You can find me at like Menace to Sobriety if you really want to follow me. I ain't really all that interesting though. So not sure why you would want to, but and then otherwise, if you want to interact with me, I'll be on here. I hit the link every now and then, so I'm always following Johnny and Maze Madman. Or you can find me in a lot of the boxing podcasts, and because I'm a big boxing guy, so you'll see me in a lot of those panels as well. But yeah, everybody have a good night. Happy Sunday to you, and see y'all later.
All right, bro. But yeah, so with Garrison and shout out to Garrison, he always standing in the paint and everything, doing his thing. And I appreciate Garrison for coming up here, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to calm it down sometimes. But if you don't want me to calm down, you let him cook or whatever, because you gonna respond, then I'm just gonna fall back. Hey, I ain't trying to tell no grown man what to do. That's the last thing I want to do. I don't like to do that. You know what I'm saying? So these are all grown men. They got their own opinions, but when it's time to calm it down, I want to calm it down some, or everybody's talking over each other. But, whatever it is, it's neither here nor there. It's just sports talk. You know what I'm saying? But I'm tired. I wanted to play the game for like the last hour and a half. And I was trying to cut off Mark because he on here playing the game while I got to talk to y'all. He over here getting kills. I got to host the show while he over here leveling up. But didn't want to try to talk. Boy, yo, don't talk to me.
Hey, let's go. Cook it up. Cook it up, brother.
Don't say nothing. Boy,
I gotta say this though. They have nothing to say. Ohio State has nothing to say. We beat y'all. That's it. We did it fair and square on the games I want to talk about, because at the end of the day, when the clock strikes 0 and the score is the other team more, the other team less, that's what matters. At the end of the game, statistics don't matter. It don't mean nothing doing if you don't win the game. So that's all I'm saying.
Got you. So yeah,
go Blue.
Go Blue. I'm finna get on that Warzone in a minute, Mark.
All right, hurry up.
Give me like 10, 15.
All right, bet.
But yeah, so this was a long one, and it just Ohio State fans just bother my boy Maniac. That's just a fact. Y'all just bother him. You know what I'm saying? It really don't matter who it is. Same with Steven. Y'all bother him a lot too. So when y'all just be talking, they be steaming. They be steaming like pit bulls. They're like some rabid dogs. They want you. You know what I'm saying? So it happens. But a good show. Thanks to Garrison. Shout out to Garrison. Shout out to M3. M3, he usually don't cook this long with us. He stayed about the whole show. So shout out to M3 for cooking it up with us. Shout out to Boxing Maniac. Shout out to Juju. Shout out to Steven. Shout out to Buckeye Battlecry. He poked his head in and then he left. Don't pause me. I'm tired of y'all with this pause. Shout out to Dev with the donations. I think that's about it. Let's see. And I'm gonna read these super chats, and then we're gonna get out of here. Marmar with the new super chat member. Appreciate Blue Wolverine with the 5. Shout out Dev, not just with 5. Dev said Ohio State is dropping money. We don't care where we at. And he dropped another 20. That's 25 by Dev. Buckeye boys got that bread and they showing love. Michigan fans, don't let him do this to y'all. Don't let him come into your space, one of your spaces, and drop that cheese like he a rapper, like he a big time rapper coming into the strip club and he dropped 10,000 just like it ain't nothing. All the strippers done left our table and then went over there to the Buckeye boys. All of them. Because y'all ain't. Appreciate the $5. The Bulls will win. Appreciate that. Appreciate the $5, Tim. Appreciate the $5, Alpha. Appreciate the $2, MGO Blue 1337. Readings by Dom. How come nobody talking about Michigan draining 7 of the last 8 minutes left before McCord's INT? Appreciate that. Should have read that a long time ago. Appreciate the $5. In 2014, OSU won a natty with the 3rd string QB. Now you guys can't beat Michigan without a running back or a wide receiver. How sad is that? And appreciate the 20 gifted memberships by Blue Wolverine. Oh, baby. He said, hold on, Buckeye boys. Hold on. Y'all thought y'all wasn't going to see me? He did. So we got all my Buckeye fans. You know, I got to hit y'all with this last one, you know, before we go.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Brought you back to me. Let me stop. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. This was a long one. I'm trying to get on that war zone. I done got a little, you know, on that war zone. I done got a little rhythm, man. So I got to get off and get on here. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Unapologetic. Oh, see, I should have said that line earlier. Maybe I would have got some more super chats. Appreciate the $10 by account 22. Michigan won. End of story. End of story. So that's all I got for this one. Man, I'm tired. So like, share, subscribe. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Richie Dubs. He was in there cooking too. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go Blue.
It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine.